Oh, yeah, babies. You know, Donald Trump is out there with all his executive orders, keeps on going along. The celebrity worshiping, self-worshiping contest got kind of screwed up this week. Some people have been making a big deal about that. And there's so much more going on. Plus, the tag champs are back together. Dennis Ford is here tonight, and the Friday Night Super Show starts right now, babies.
Oh, you didn't know? Your ass better call somebody.
The Friday Night Super Show.
Oh, hell yeah. Look over your back.
You damn right. Tag team champs, bitches. The motherfucking Friday Night Super Show. Number one in the world, baby. Hey, enough of the goddamn horse shit. Let's start the show.
Oh, yeah, babies. You know what night it is. You know what time it is. The Friday Night Super Show's kicking off right here on the Last Voice for Liberty Network. I am the mouth laughing and scratching at you, babies. Joined by my brother from another mother. I couldn't do it with no other. The tag team champ himself, Mr. Friday Night Dennis Ford. How's it going, brother?
Oh, man. I don't even know where to start, Lee. You know, I don't know where to start letting people know what's going on with me. But, you know, like I told you before the show, you know, I'm alive. And a lot of people reached out and, you know, helped me out last couple of weeks. And, you know, it's too many people to mention. I'm not going to run down their names on the show here. But definitely, man, the struggle is real. But I figured out a way to get on the show here tonight. I figured, you know, it's Friday. Why not? You know, I think it's been 2 weeks since I've been on the show. But yeah, I'm trying to get into a groove here where I can be on here every Friday because, like I said, I need this show, you know, for me to vent a little bit because I really don't have that. I don't have an avenue where I can, you know, nobody wants to hear a bunch of shit from me, but on the show it's loud, so it helps me a lot, you know, and it's good to hear from you. You know, I check out the shows when I can. If I get to somewhere where there's some Wi-Fi or something, I'll jump on YouTube and I'll check out past shows that you've been doing. But, yeah, I just miss the show, man. I miss you, Lee. I miss, you know, the whole atmosphere of what we do. So I figured here tonight I would do everything I could. I figured out a way to get here tonight. So, you know, here I am. So we're not going to make the whole show about me because, like I said, I don't want to tell you my problems for 2 hours. So we'll talk about everything else.
And I'm absolutely ecstatic that you're here, man. Number one, it's making the whiskey taste sweeter, okay? It's making my pain kind of go away a little bit, and my stress level has gone way down. I mean, I've been sitting there all day thinking about what am I going to talk about for 2 hours by myself, you know? And kids, if you've never done radio, it does get a little bit stress-inducing, you know, and especially on Friday nights, we just like to, you know, kick back, have a few drinks, and discuss the week's topics, and, you know, have a little bit of fun. Yeah. It's supposed to be a non-stressful thing for me. Now, as far as planning out shows, I don't really plan this show out. You know, I'm planning other things. The Last Voice for Liberty show is coming back on Thursday nights next week. We're going to have Carmine Salvastrano is going to be the guest there, and after the week after that, Chuck Ocelli will be on with me. I've got all sorts of stuff in the mix. Okay, scheduling things and everything else. And so I usually don't plan this show out. We usually just get on here, have some drinks, and have some fun. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, hold on 1 second, Lee. I got to jump off for 1 minute.
No problem. But, you know, kids say, when it comes to this show, especially, I think that every Friday night we need to get together and have these little discussions where we have a few drinks and just freewheel it, you know? Because, look, that's how normal people do on Friday nights. And if we're not going to sit back and be about, you know, normal people, you know, just having a few drinks, talking normally the way normal people do, why can't we just talk about, say, some important things? You know, like how this brand new president that people keep just thunderously applauding, even the mainstream media, a couple times this week, especially with the speech old hairdo gave. You know, they were, well, it was a good speech, and it's come across in the alternative media too. Well, it was a good speech. Do you guys not realize he's a tyrant? And the more and more that he comes and uses his power that you people keep giving them, the more and more they use this executive orders and things like that, and he comes out and he says something, and then all of a sudden everybody's like, well, you know, it was a good speech. Do you not understand what's going on here? You're building King Trump, just like you were building King Obama. And you're going to continuously build the next king. Meanwhile, sacrificing your liberty, sacrificing your time, sacrificing your work, your wages, your earnings, your very fucking souls, for the sake of this government and their scare tactics, because, oh, the bad people in ISIS are going to come get you. Or what's it this week? The Russians. I absolutely loathe Jeff Sessions. I do. Up one side and down the other. That guy can go suck a bag of dicks with his bullshit rhetoric, especially when it concerns cannabis. But now all of a sudden he comes out to save face by, well, I'm going to recuse myself from investigating, you know, the biggest fucking supposed case that, you know, there is in investigating whether or not, you know, the Russians hacked the election. Well, of course they did not. But you pull Jeff Sessions out, you know, because Jeff Sessions, I've got to keep my job so we can keep this war on drugs going. Even though it's been reported, and I've heard this, I'm not sure the accuracy of it, kids, but that the Trump administration has said that cannabis is a states' rights issue, which of course it is, if you really want to get down to the constitutional aspect of it. But I don't trust Jeff Sessions and his, you know, sorry, you know, double-cross talking wannabe Strother Martin ass. Strother Martin was a very great actor, by the way, kids, if you do not know. But I can't trust him any more than I trust any other suit-wearing dummy in Washington, D.C., and neither should you. Why should you? They lie to you on a daily basis, man. They lie to you, they lie to me, they lie to everybody. And meanwhile, they go like, hey, fuck you, pay me. Give me them taxes, bitch. We're going to sit here and lie to you. Then we're going to make you pay us for it. We're going to totally rig our media to make sure that they influence how you think, what you think, what you're after, what your desires are. I've seen the damn morning TV shows. I've seen the midnight shows, the afternoon shows. I've seen their media in action for a very long time, kids. And the more and more we go along, the more and more obvious it becomes to me. There are mornings that I sit out here because I watch the mainstream media news, all the channels that I possibly can, every morning. Why? Because I have to know what they're telling you. You've got to be able to have that counterpoint. And that's where this mainstream media has really gone awry, ladies and gentlemen, where this whole hashtag fake news bullshit can really start to choke the life out of freedom and liberty in this country. And I'll tell you exactly why. Because the fake news idea of it promotes the idea that you back there, right? Real quick, I'll finish up here real quick. It promotes the idea that the mainstream media is the only reliable source for news. Now, there's a lot of fake news out there in the alternative media as well, but that's not the entirety of it. There's a lot more criticism and critical analysis out in the alternative media as opposed to the fake news media, mainstream media, which goes by a narrative. Go ahead, Dennis.
Yeah, sorry about that. I had my sister stopped by to go over a few things with me. I didn't know she was coming by, so I had to take care of that. So just catching up on what you were saying there, because I didn't hear anything you said for like 5 minutes or so. So
there's kind of been going off on the tyrannical power of Trump and his executive orders, and how the media and the fake news bullshit is going to come along. I think I said a few things about Jeff Sessions and how he's trying too much to be like Strother Martin.
Well, again, with the past, I don't know, couple of weeks, I've been out of the loop as far as like presidential shit that's been going on. The only time I catch anything is when I'm in, when I go somewhere to use the Wi-Fi or something, the TV's on, it's just Trump talking, or I read the headlines or whatever. But yeah, I mean, it's the same shit, man. It doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter when it comes to like who's in power as being president, because we've already been here before. Like I said, where have these people been for the last 16 years? Have you been paying attention to any of this shit? Obviously, you haven't. You know, that's a whole nother show. But the fake news thing, I did see a story where he's like shunning. He doesn't want to go to this dinner where they have the media. What is that called again? I forgot what it's called. It's some shit where the media all meets and they all eat or whatever. But he's not going to that or whatever because he's, you know, there's like this thing where he has this shit against the media, which is kind of something I can relate to. But at the same time, like I said, it's nothing new. You know what I'm saying? We've been doing this for a while. So anything, when I talk to people and they're like, well, Trump's doing this or Trump's doing that, you know, pro-Trump people, I'm like, you know, that's great. I'm interested in what he's doing, but at the same time, I don't really trust the government. I don't trust politicians. I don't trust Trump. I don't trust the media. And nothing anybody says or what he does is going to change that shit for me. That's just how I feel about it. I can't really persuade anybody on it. But when it comes to fake news, I mean, what can you really classify as fake news? Because everything that the media says is bullshit. Mm-hmm. You know, to be honest about it. You know, if you really want to be honest and tell the truth about it, the media, the mainstream media, the liberal media, is there to, you know, have sponsors. You know, they want to sell commercials and make money, and they want to dictate to the population what you're supposed to be thinking, what you're supposed to be doing, what you're supposed to, you know, what reality is. When in all actuality, it's just a big illusion, put on by these people to keep us all in this fucking fog. You know, this, again, an illusion. It's like a magic trick.
You're right.
It's like, you know, when it comes to media, that's why I got into radio, because I wanted to branch out from, you know, that side of information and what people were getting as information, not just to give my opinion on it, but just to state the facts where I could and then give my opinion on it. Mm-hmm. Now, when it comes to Alex Jones and shit like that, to me, there's a certain aspect of fake news when it comes to InfoWars or these other branches of alternative news media, which everybody looks to as, you know, the forefront, the leaders of what they would classify as what we do as activists or whatever you want to label it. But again,
Right.
they're not talking about the real issues. You know, they're talking about certain things that are important to people that they need to know. But at the same time, that's all in the same category for me. The information that's coming through where people make it their job to give you information, then you have to classify it as not necessarily fake news, but you have to cross-reference it. You have to be your own journalist. You have to break down stories on your own. And if you can't do that, then everything is fake news. Everything somebody tells you is bullshit until you look into it for yourself. You know? I don't know why that's so hard for people to understand. But
that's really what you got to do, though, is disseminate this stuff for yourself. And once you start, I'm telling you, you're going to find it. You know, one of my most stubborn friends over the years, a very opinionated person, and quite the left-leaning liberal for many, many years now, recently started to stumble upon what this child sex trafficking hashtag Pizzagate shit really is. And it's all of a sudden completely opened his eyes. And now a guy who has unfriended me multiple times on social media is now, echoing a lot of the same stuff that we've been talking about for a very long time. And really realizing what the big picture is, man. Sometimes it just takes a little thing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but again, to even call it Pizzagate is latching it on to, how the media wants to portray it. To be honest with you, Lee, that whole scandal and all that shit, you can trace it back throughout history, through Hollywood, through Washington, D.C. I mean, this shit really goes on. This is not something that somebody just woke up one day and was like, hey, kids are getting molested, Yeah. No, it didn't happen that way. This shit has been going on for a long time. It's nothing that, anybody that would research and look into this shit, you could go back and you can find stories where you could hit on certain aspects of Pizzagate and how it led up to this. And the whole time, the media wanted to downplay it because it's so awful. It's like one of those things where you get talking about it, you just want to throw up. Mine, he stumbled across, some of this stuff, and I was talking to him, and for like 2 or 3 days, he just had to go off and get it off his mind because it was so evil. And that's essentially been going on for a long time. The Franklin cover-up, the Grove. Yep. I mean, this shit goes on at the Grove. I don't have the documents to prove it, but I can guarantee you this weird shit, with the child molestation thing is deep-rooted. It goes way deeper than a lot of people would even want to speculate. But at the same time, again, the media to divert everybody's attention away from it by saying it's fake. It's just something, the Russians brought that shit up, or the Russians did it, or something, something to just downplay it to where they don't have to cover it, and they're just like, don't worry about it. Same thing with Fukushima, right? There was a story that came out about Fukushima. We covered this on the last show I was on. Not even to talk about Fukushima or get on that, but they haven't even been covering this. And then when they do cover it, they just downplay it. They're like, oh, here's a story out of Japan, and, anybody know Superman's phone number? Because we don't know what to do.
Yeah.
It's going to leak. And even when Fukushima was potentially something we could deal with, they were talking in 40 years to even get it, cleaned up or whatever, which is fascinating because it's never stopped leaking. Yeah. I don't know what people think out there. I don't know what's on people's minds where they're just, everything will be all right. No, when your kids grow up, a few years from now, it's already been, 2017, 6 years, 6 more years of this shit leaking. It's not going to be pretty. But,
no, it's not. And they keep having earthquakes, and more of that reactor keeps getting ready. That entire reactor is going to fall completely into the ocean.
Yes, if it hasn't already. Because, again, see, that's another thing. When it comes to fake news, you have to understand that a lot of times that the news that they give you is not even related. It's not even in the same category as what the truth would be. When they come on the TV and be like, yeah, the shit's leaking, it's the reactor. They don't even do that. They just say, oh, the scientists looking at it, robots and shit, everything's going to be all right. It's not going to be all right, man. And that's just one story. Again, Pizzagate, a lot of people don't like talking about that. You're going to lose a lot of viewers by covering that story. because a lot of people don't even want to get into that because they have children and they don't want to fathom that the government is that fucking evil. But they are. I hate to tell people, but they are. And it's not going to be some business guy, some billionaire that's going to get in there. You know, he probably bought his way into the White House or whatever he did, but he's not going to change nothing. And you know, it's like I saw this shit. I guess it was CNN the other day. Like I said, I go on and I get the Wi-Fi and I check out shit. You know, he's like, "Oh, we're going to build the wall. It's ahead of schedule." Build a wall for fucking what? Dude, it's too late. It's way too late.
You know?
To be like, now we're going to build a wall.
We'll build a wall. Never mind the tunnels.
No, I'm saying they should have built that wall in 1980 or some shit.
You know?
It's 2017, man. Nothing is going to stop. Let alone the people that are coming here illegally, which, you know, if you want to make more money, you may have to cross the border. But you're not going to affect the drug cartels. You're not going to even get into that because they have more money than Trump and more pull through the governments, especially in Mexico and in this country.
And not without legalizing drugs. If you decriminalize drugs, the drug cartels all of a sudden go away. But they're not going to do that because the government has a specific hand. You look at Pablo Escobar's son, just came out, a week or two ago, talk about, hey, yeah, my dad was working with CIA fucking selling drugs. You idiots.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Iran-Contra. I mean, again, same thing I was saying earlier. There's all these stories that if you study history, you can go back, and it's not like something happens and it's, this is the first time. No, these continue to happen. The government, the CIA, shipping guns, Fast and the Furious, not too long ago. Obama and, Eric Holder?
Yep.
Whatever his name is.
Nail on the head right there.
Yeah, these things are not new. And if people really look into these things and they research it, like I said, this is all intertwined with the major cities because all major cities are the hubs for the drugs that come in here. It's not necessarily marijuana nowadays. It's heroin because the heroin epidemic is running rampant through the United States. Another thing that a lot of people don't touch on because they're making money. You know, the methadone clinics and, hey, we'll help you shoot up. Just come on in. We'll give you free needles and, you know, fuck getting off of it. We'll just help you keep doing it, you know?
And it's something that's been covered by the local news around here quite a bit because the opiate, addiction epidemic is really starting to spread across the country, and there's not too much longer that they can sit and ignore. You're not going to see it on mainstream media too awfully much, but on the local news around here, it's become quite something because, it's really happening. Ladies and gentlemen, you have to understand what the opiate addiction really stems from. Who's in control of the opium fields and the poppy fields? Oh, we are. We took it by force after 9/11.
Yep.
Think about that.
Now, if you go back and you look at the spike of heroin, heroin's always been a problem, along with crack and other narcotics. But at least I can pinpoint heroin after 9/11, after Afghanistan. When we took over the opium trade, it exploded here in the United States, and there's a reason for that. It's not a coincidence. It's not a random occurrence. This is all, I hate to say by design, but it is. Because, like I said, once it gets to America, the cartels that have set up shops in major cities from Chicago to New York to Miami, all the way out to have control of that once it gets here, and are very, very dominant when it comes to rival gangs in major cities. And this is what's going on in Chicago. I haven't even been watching Chicago because I already know what's going on. It's 10 people dead every weekend, 30 people wounded, whatever it is. It's because the drug cartels have enough money and influence to persuade maybe the liberals that control the cities, I don't know, or the people in power to pay them off. This is why police don't even investigate a lot of these murders in Chicago, because it's just whatever. They don't even give a shit. But there's a reason for that. There's a reason for all that shit intertwined with itself, and it has to do with what I was saying earlier. The DEA, the CIA, whatever it is, that's part of their business, Lee. Part of their business is the drug trafficking, and that's a big profit for them. I wish it wasn't like that. I wish it was the other way around. But I said this on prior shows, years and years of doing shows. you can't say that you're fighting a war on drugs when you're playing both sides of the fence. You got to pick a side. You can't say we're fighting a war on drugs, but we're shipping the drugs in and shipping guns to drug cartels. You can't do that. You can't ship crates of guns to Chicago and just give them to people and just, this is what's going on, man. This is reality. Like I said, it's bad enough the shit that I have to deal with in my everyday life, my reality, on top of all this other shit that's going on. I'm very passionate about that. I really want people to know about, but at the same time, a lot of people, hey, what are we going to do about it?
And that's
well, first of all, you can talk about it.
Yeah, I think that's a double-edged sword about Donald Trump. Really, to me, is that he's like kind of pointing out everything that we've been saying for the last, 5 years here. You and me, especially. And getting around and being activists like this and talking to people about stuff that they need to know about. He's really starting to point that out to a lot of people who were just turning a blind eye because it was Obama or because it was Bush or Clinton or what the fuck ever. And now they're looking at it, it's like, oh, fucking Donald Trump, he's such a fucking self-righteous prick and a dick. Yes. This is what people are made of in your government, and they're really starting to see that, I think.
Yeah, I mean, we've never seen anything like this. We've never seen somebody come along that wasn't a politician. He's a business entrepreneur, billionaire, real estate in every major city. This is why he's really concerned about Chicago, because it's hurting his Trump, hotel or whatever the fuck he's got there. It's hurting his business. People don't want to go to Chicago because it's a war zone. So he's concerned about that. He's money motivated. And that's another thing we haven't really seen when it comes to president. We haven't seen somebody run the United States like a business. We have, but they've never been up front with it the way Trump is. Now, I don't know the man personally. I don't know if he has good intentions or not. But like I said, I know the government. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
30 years I've been alive. I know what these people normally do. And, it hasn't even been 100 days yet that he's been in office, but we'll see. We'll see if he gets reelected. But this next election, I hate to even skip forward 4 years because I don't know if we're even going to make it that far. But the next election, to see what's going to be up against him, by that time, I wish I could see the future and see if it was 2020 right now, what is going to be thrown up against him to knock him off or reelect him, and that's potentially the young. The young people, not too young, mid-40s, whatever. Somebody that's very passionate that can actually get in there and do something. And I'm not the person to do it, but
it's coming. It's an inevitability. People, it's an inevitability. The revolution's going to come.
That's what I'm getting at. Trump kind of opened the door. I'm not advocating support for him or anything, but he kind of opened the door for the unorthodox politician to be president in the United States. And at this point, it could be anybody. It could be a dog in 2020 at this point. Who knows? But, it's very interesting. It's very interesting times. Like I said, the transition of power, now we don't have to talk about Obama no more because I'm so sick of talking about his bullshit for the last 8 years. And even Bush, going back, even before I even got into internet, or radio shows back in 9/11 and all this shit was going on, I was just like, man, something ain't right. Something is not adding up. And all these years, it's right now it's kind of quiet. We're just trying to see what this guy's going to do. But at the same time, I really don't give a shit what he's going to do. I really don't.
Yeah.
I saw a report yesterday where he's trying to amp up military, funds for the military and billions and billions. Let's spend more money on killing people. That's what we need to do. That's our bread and butter. Going around and fucking with people everywhere. Why not? Even his cabinet. If you look at his cabinet, there's some sketchy people in there. You
totally sketchy.
Cabinet positions that I don't know. I don't know what to say about it anymore. I really don't. But at the same time, to talk about Alex Jones, I'm sure Alex Jones is in communications with the President of the United States. I mean, they were he became before he was president. And Jones. Every time I see Alex Jones on YouTube or him running his mouth, all I see when he says Trump is like the cartoons where you see the hearts. He just loves Trump.
You're much nicer than me, because every time I see that he's mentioning Trump or anything, I just see a giant a Trump dick going in his mouth.
He's like, I'll die for Trump. Buy my water filters.
Good. Buy my water filter and my male enhancement pills. Male vitality. Oh. People don't be believing that the government be turning frogs gay, but they do.
It's actually a kind of it's a transitional thing, because we had Bush Jr., Republican, then we had Obama, Democrat, and now we got another Republican. So it's just it's going back and forth. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, it's cyclical, and people are figuring out the shit show. They're looking at it, going, "Dude, you guys are just doing the same shit over and over again. This is really getting stupid." It's gotten so stupid that Donald fucking Trump is the president of the United States. Okay?
Yeah, I mean, think about that. Think about that for a second, man. I mean that. I was just chilling one day, and I was thinking about that. I was like, that's really crazy, man. That's like, I don't know. Somebody made a movie of the United States and was like, yeah, let's just throw a billionaire up in there, because fuck it, who cares?
And if that's not an indication, kids, that it's pretty much scripted, and they're just throwing bullshit at you to see how much of it you'll eat. Good Christ, man, you're lined up at the banquet.
When Vince and his wife and Triple H and all of them went to the White House, all I was thinking, I was like, Triple H should pedigree him right on that desk.
I was sitting there, I saw that photo. I know exactly what you're talking about. I saw that photo, and I was like, Stone Cold Steve Austin is like stunnered 98% of the people in this picture, including the President of the United States.
Right.
Yeah.
I was just waiting for a news story to come out and be like, Triple H has lost it. They fucking pedigreed him on the table.
That'd have been great.
Stop the damn match. Stop the match. But yeah, it's like, you can only imagine what other countries, the people who live in other countries, whatever it is, Europe, whatever, Canada, they're just like, what the fuck is going on?
And how can you blame them? I mean, we look like a bunch of fucking idiots. We do.
Or that we have no idea what we're doing. Which we don't. Not us personally, but the establishment.
The establishment obviously has no idea what it's doing. That you said something earlier that kind of rung a bell with me, man, about how running the government like a fucking business. They've been trying to do that since 1871, and the problem is none of these motherfuckers know how to run a business. Okay,
right.
It's like none of it, and therein lies one of the biggest problems that you people keep falling for, is that government isn't supposed to be run by a business. They're supposed to sit there, shut the fuck up, and make sure that we're okay. That's it. That was their whole fucking supposed function, as outlined in your Constitution. Unfortunately, what was also put in there, your Constitution, was provisions for them to become tyrants if they wanted to. And, I'll leave it at that.
No, I'm just saying, I mean, for all these, at least as long as I've been alive, it's been a business, but it's never been called that. Now we're really starting to, now we got a person in there that's apparently successful at business and whatever, I can't tell you what he's done to acquire the billions of dollars that he has, or even his trophy wife. But I'm sure he's stepped on a lot of people. When it comes to obtaining a lot of wealth, you're really going to have to become. This is why I don't believe Trump. This is why I don't believe anything he says. Again, I don't know the man personally. I've never met him. Maybe if we sat down and have a conversation in Washington D.C., we could break bread and maybe understand each other a little bit better. But for what I'm seeing from what I know of Donald Trump, this guy is he's very, very sophisticated, and if he wants to run America like a business, if he thinks that's the route we need to go, you know, because like I said earlier, we all need war, right? Ain't nothing wrong with war.
Biggest business there is.
You know, let's create more of it. Like, let's build a wall, get people pissed off, create more carnage and shit throughout the world. You know, instead of getting in office and being like, you know, let's just mind our own fucking business. He's not doing that. He's not making America great. He's trying to make what he envisions America as a great America. It has nothing to do with nobody else living here, no citizen.
Mm-hmm.
It's what he thinks in his own mind, what he wants to build. And like I said, he's a businessman. He's all about, you know, from 7 in the morning to 5 in the afternoon. That dude is programmed to make money. And if it ain't making money, he's not fucking with it. And that's what I know from Donald Trump. That's why he's friends with Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon is the same way. From certain hours in the day, it's making money. And if it ain't making money, they're not even interested in it. That's why they're not interested in the regular people, the middle class, you know, whatever it is. If anything is taking money out of the government, he's going to try to, you know, figure out a way to cut that in half. But I can tell you, the shit that he's planning on doing, or anything that he, you know, just think about it. The first week he got in office, right? He was signing shit left and right. Oh, there's my pen. Look at my pen go.
Yep.
Here, look at that. Look at this. Look at that. None of that shit really affects us, you know, as everyday people. But he can move that pen. I can tell you that. If anything, he can sign his name, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Again, because he's a business. He's a business entrepreneur. You know, and it's a strange place that we're in right now because, like I said, for the last 8 years, everything that Obama did, I hated. There was nothing he did that I was like, yeah, go Obama. And I'm not going to do it with Trump either. And I don't give a shit what anybody thinks or how they feel about it. You know, to be honest with you, Lee, this country went way off course a long time before I was even born.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just way off course. And I don't know what's going to fix it. Donald Trump's not going to fix it. I don't care if he was president for 40 years. You know, and I've been saying that before he was even in office because I was betting on Hillary. You know, I was like Austin. I was like, Hillary, that's the plan. But they switched it up on us. They mind fucked us, and they gave us Trump. You know, so every time he's on TV, I got to look at his stupid hair and his stupid ass face talking. He's like, he's gonna fix everything.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna do shit. I hate to tell people that, but that's just.
He's going to do something. He's going to do something, and that's it. Completely dive us into full-blown fascism. All right, and that's what happens when government becomes a business, kids. You know, they've been trying to stave it off for years, you know, by twisting and molding it with a socialism and democracy. Good Lord, the old mob rules mentality, because that's worked out so fucking well.
I he's got some grapefruit, you know, because I think back to when he was talking about ISIS. He was like, I'll bomb the shit out of them. What happened to that? They ain't doing that? You know, we're not dropping bombs every. I'm sure they are, you know, drones and shit. Hey, you know, but that's what's going to happen, Donald Trump. You signed up for this job. All that blood's going to be on your hands of innocent people that are murdered, whether it's from Gaza Strip to. That's another thing. He's talking about Israel. Oh, why does every president that gets into office in the United States have to lick Israel's balls? Why?
Oh, you know.
Why?
Good Christ, man.
Why?
It's like they literally are permanently teabagging. Yeah, just, come on. Just drop the balls right in my mouth, Israel. Netanyahu, come on. Let's get them wrinkly old cocksuckers over here. Come on. Yeah, that's
it. And, you know,
well, that's what they do.
I don't get it. And then that reminds me, he did this address to Congress, and they're standing up and clap. None of those people wanted to stand up and clap for anything. None of those people even wanted to be there. They don't even want to do their job. They just want to make money.
I liked how all the members of the Democrat Party all dressed in their white KKK clothes. And, yeah.
Right.
Throwback Thursday.
Their safety You know, Nancy Pelosi was there. I mean, come on, man. Like, it's kind of sad that, like I said, it's 2017, and we're still dealing with the same garbage in, garbage out. You know, it doesn't matter. Even if I was president, You know what I'm saying? Donald Trump knows all the shit, all the secrets and all the files, and he knows all that shit now. He knows everything that he needs to do to be alive, at least for 4 more years, to make it through his thing. Because if he really gets, like I was telling my family member, I was like, before he was even elected, I was like, if Trump does get in office, you know what I'm saying, he can only do so much. There's only so much reach he has, because just like Carlin said, George Carlin, the real owners of this country, this country was already bought and paid for before me or you were even born.
Damn right.
So he has to walk a certain, he has to walk a certain path. And if he stays off of that too much, then it doesn't matter if you're Donald Trump, if you're Billy. It doesn't matter how much money you have. They'll put a bullet in your fucking brain. Or they'll assassinate you in a hotel room, or whatever has to happen to get you out of the way. And that's the pyramid of power, the power structure that is government, which is the problem. That is the core root of the problem of the human existence on this planet, is government. People trying to oppress us and tell us that they know better for us than our own selves. And that's why I don't believe in government. I don't trust it. It's like a venomous snake that has cute eyes. Oh, it's so nice. And no, it'll bite the shit out of you. It'll take everything from you and destroy you. It's not your friend. And people, put bumper stickers and shit on. I saw a guy yesterday, big ass 4x4 truck, just got out of the woods and hunting, and he had a Trump sticker on there. I was like, this dude has no fucking idea what he's doing. He has no idea what he's doing.
They're all out there, man. Tons of them. People that just applaud to the fact that King Trump, King Hairdo, is now all of a sudden, he's making America great. He's going to stop them Muslims and going to build that wall and everything. Everything that he's doing is doing nothing more than just building another Lego structured prison for you. He's becoming more and more of your king. And people say, well, you don't like Donald Trump, so I don't have to listen. No. You might want to listen to what I'm saying, because I don't like Donald Trump. I didn't like George Bush. I didn't like Obama. I don't like any of these fucking idiots, man. But the more and more pull that you give them, the more and more power, the more and more adoration that you shower upon them, just leads more and more to the next moth being king. Do you want President Lindsey Graham next? Do you want President Jeff Sessions? Huh? You didn't want Clinton. Nobody wants Clinton. Do you want President Oprah next? Do you really think that she's going to go, hey, look under your fucking lazy boy. Everybody gets a new car. No.
I'm just saying, man, it is what it is. And like I said, I decided a few years ago it wasn't the anarchy, ideas or anything like that. I'm a very good judge of character, and most of these people in Washington, D.C., it's not just the president, it's not his cabinet, it's not the Congress, it's all of that intertwined in itself that is the major problem that we deal with. It's the reason why people get out of bed and, go to work, and, nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, to quote Payday Monsanto, they should abolish poverty. Nobody should be starving, because I'm getting to the point where I'm going to, I'm going to be walking a tightrope here soon, and it's not fun. And with all the money that they waste and they give away, it reminds me of the Pentagon losing all them trillions of dollars. Oh, we don't know where it went. That's bullshit, man. That kind of money could change everybody's lives, and they take it from us, and they just, if you don't give it to us, we'll send you to prison. We'll send our goons to come get you. They're going to come knock on your door if you don't pay your taxes. Yep. Fuck you.
And then all of a sudden, and then they come out and go, well, we lost it. Sorry.
Yeah, just trust it. Like I said, if the government was like one of your friends or even a family member, if it was like your uncle, your old alcoholic uncle that asked you for money and you were like, yeah, I'll help you out. And then he fucks you over. That's what the government does all day long, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, from its birth. It's to exploit and make money and take and steal and pillage and plunder. It's the biggest problem we deal with, Lee, and that's what I'm saying. People don't understand that. it's part of the reason why I never got into politics, because my mother, God rest her soul, she was like, you should get into that, you know, you should try to get, I was like, how are you going to get into a system that's been corrupted since day one and be like, oh, I'm gonna wipe everything clean. Nope. You're not going to do nothing.
I'm gonna make it better.
Shit.
Yeah,
you're not going to do nothing.
I'm going to fix it from the inside. No, you ain't. And that's one of the things that you're absolutely right, that prevented me from getting into it. Because when I first started getting interested into politics again, it was I actually thought that, you know, one of my friends actually ran for the state house around here, and I helped him fucking put out flyers and everything else. Man, I was in support of that. You know, I was full on Ron Paul supporter, in support of a small Tyrion type deal. And then when you get into it, when you start to really discover the meat of what government is, and realize just how foul and maggot-filled and corrupted it is, dude, you have to walk away. I mean, you don't. If you take a bite of an egg and it's rotten, you don't keep eating the motherfucker, do you? I mean, come on.
It's like everybody knows it. See, everybody knows what the government is, but people still want to be able to believe in it. They still want to be able to rally behind it. But see, me, I cast that out after the Ron Paul shit. After they fucked over Ron Paul, and, you know, I don't even want to get into all that. But after all that happened, even before that, you know, even before I was, you know, passionate about maybe there is somebody out there that can really do something. Ron Paul comes along, they fuck him over. I was like, I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
I'm done contributing to this system, because the system's not for us.
And we are. Dude, it was heartbreaking, wasn't it? When they did what they did to Ron Paul. It really was. It was like it was literally like somebody taking the wind completely out of your sails.
They're like, this guy is you know, completely out of the norm. You know, that's what people were saying about Trump. They're like, oh, Trump is, you know, he's different. You know, he's anti-establishment, but, you know, he's riding the establishment. Ron Paul was trying to run independent as long as he could. And if Donald Trump was serious, he would have ran independent or third party, you know?
Yep.
You don't need the two-party system to become president. But Trump was like, oh, I'm Donald Trump. You know, that's another thing with Trump, his ego. His fucking ego.
Mm-hmm.
He thinks that he knows best. And this is a 70-year-old man. 70 years old. Old enough to be your granddad. Trying to tell you what we need to do, right?
Yep.
Either way, like I said, after the whole Ron Paul thing, 2012, whenever that went down, you know, I washed my hands with it, man. I'm done with it. I'm at the point now where, like, when people talk about politics, only certain people I'll even get into the conversation with are like you and maybe somebody that calls in the show. But talking to friends and family, and, you know, people don't really give a shit. They don't want to hear.
My friends and family stopped.
Oh, he's president now. What can we do about it? There's nothing we can do.
Most of my friends and family stopped talking to me about politics a long time ago, and now more so than not, they're starting to talk to me about it again. And it's more of those things that they're all of a sudden bringing up to me, and I'm sitting there going, "Yeah, I said that 4 years ago, motherfucker." Oh yeah, and you called me a dick for it then. Oh, oops.
It's just very fascinating that every country needs some kind of established power source. You know, what would they do if me and you tomorrow decided, you know what, we're the United States government. We're going to hire our own cabinet, and we're going to run our own shit. They would come in and drop bombs, and, see, that's another thing. You don't want to fight the government, because the government, again, with the military-industrial complex, they are very well invested in creating ways to kill people. They don't even have to shoot people anymore. So it's something that you don't want to battle, and at the same time, it's amazing that it's still being alive. It's still alive to this day.
You're right.
When tomorrow or Monday morning, if everybody just got out of bed and was like, you know what, I'm not going to work today. I don't give a fuck if they take my house. I don't care if they take everything from me. Fuck it. I don't care. That's how you defeat the government. They need us more than we need them. It's like a parasite. It's everywhere you go. When you're paying bills, It's fucking parasites. Oh, it's the first of the month. Better have that money because we're gonna suck it from you. And it's getting old for me, man. I don't want to live in a world like that. If I could travel or get out of the whole government stigma, I think I could be a lot happier, because that's a big problem with my life. Is like I have, again, parasites. It's like we all have leeches all over us, sucking money out of us. And if we're not making money, then you're a bum.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're a bum. You're like the motherfucker at 7-Eleven asking you for change. You're a bum. Yeah, Rocky, you're a bum. But people are afraid of that. They're afraid to lose the little bit of pieces of crumbs that the government throws at you that you don't even really own, and you're struggling 40 hours a week to keep you barely have your fingertips on it, and that's what they give you.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the American dream, even though it's a dream.
Just out of your reach.
George Carlin, you have to be asleep to believe that shit.
Yep, just out of your reach. Just out of your reach, man. That's how they keep the American dream from you. They keep it just out of your reach.
You want a white
You're almost there. You're almost there.
You want a white picket fence?
They're like that old bastard. They're like that old bastard in the fucking commercials with the dollar bill on the fucking fishing line, dude. You almost got it. You almost got it.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta be faster. You gotta be quicker than that. And it's like everything, we have to ask permission to do all this shit. It's like, you want a car? You gotta go to the DMV. You want to go fishing? You need a license. You want to do anything? You want to make money? You gotta pay taxes. What the fuck, man?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that shit is fucking retarded. I don't understand. I don't get it no more. And that's why I don't have children. And that's why I don't plan on having children, because I can't explain it to them. Hey, little Johnny, or whatever your name is, you're going to grow up and be a slave to the system.
Yeah.
And that's what you're going to do. That's all you're going to do with your life.
It becomes too ridiculous. I literally, man, and I'm working towards this, man. I literally just want to buy a good chunk of land and live. And I'll put up defense barriers, everything else, whatever the hell I have to do to keep things, just keep the government the fuck out of my life. Because, to be quite honest, all they do when they get into shit is fuck shit up. All right? It's been that way since the beginning. The government gets into it, it's fucked.
When I bought my guns, the guns that I do own, I have to fill out state and federal forms to obtain those. And that's what I'm saying. We have to ask permission.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, please, my government, please, can I have something? Can I please own something? It's an old system. It's an old system, and it's boring. Not to mention the same thing when it comes to marijuana, right? Oh, to the government, that's terrible. That's a gateway drug. But these are the motherfuckers that sell you tobacco and alcohol every fucking day and tax the shit out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the alcohol in the ABC store should be $2. Every bottle in there should be $2 or $3. But no, they gotta jack the shit up. Here, it's $14 a bottle, peasant. Here, you want a drink? Here, peasant. Pay for this fucking liquor.
Yep.
Or pay for this cigarette.
Don't you dare try to make your own. Don't you dare try to make your own either.
Yeah, and then they try to blame it on us. Oh, we raised taxes on cigarettes and alcohol to deter people from doing it. Bullshit. Bullshit. You do that because the system is so fucking rotten and decaying that people are out here trying to run away from reality, that you tax the shit out of it. And they're going to pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what they do. And they do that with everything. It's not just everything. Everything, every time you go to a store, you go to 7-Eleven, everything in there is being taxed. Every time you buy something, we're taking our cut. Fuck you. What happened to the days when the government wasn't all up in your ass? Like, I'm talking about up your ass and around the corner in your money. Your hard-earned money.
Talk about,
like I said,
figuring your prostate shit.
The tax money. Oh, we don't know what happened. Well, we had strippers and long weekend in Vegas, and it costs trillions of dollars. We don't know what we lost track.
Yep, we lost track.
Really?
Sorry, dude. Our bad. 6.5 trillion. Come on, it's not that bad. 6.5 trillion. No big deal.
I'm not letting it go. It is bad, and I'm not letting it go. And it's shame on everybody that is not out there still putting that shit in people's face, just like Fukushima. Keep putting that shit in people's face.
Well, they should.
Let people know about that
because
shit.
Fucking 6.5 trillion. Hang on here. I've got a little miniature computer, which has one of those calculator things. Let's do a little bit of fucking math here. Okay, because 6.5 trillion divided by 300 million people. I want to know what that is. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright, 6.5 trillion.
I know that.
Divided by. I want to make sure I got the right amount of zeros.
Yeah, that's a lot of zeros.
It is. Yeah. No, that's 6.5 billion. Gotta add more zeros. Hang on.
Yep.
You mean that maximum? Hang on.
Either way, that's some cold-hearted shit. That's American greed. That's people being greedy. That's all it is. It's people being like, let's extort people and take money from people, and when we fuck up and we lose it, we'll just put our hands in the air. We don't know what happened. We have no idea. They should be held accountable for that. Everybody that lost that money should be fired. You should have been fired when that news story came out or when that information came out to the population. You should have been fired and never been hired by anybody else again because you don't know what you're doing. Period. I haven't heard Trump say nothing about that either. Or Fukushima.
Holy
I will
shit.
give credit, though. What do you got?
That number rounds out to 21,666 per taxpayer.
Right. I want that money back. I want it back.
Just saying. 6.5 trillion lost. Averages out to 21,666 per each and every one of you sheeple out there still believing that the government has your best interest in hand.
Yeah, not just you either. Your wife, your kids, your daughter, if she's pregnant, all that's intertwined. So, yeah. Matter of fact, before we go to break, I know we got to go to break here soon, but I was talking to my neighbor, and, he's like, yeah, my girlfriend's pregnant. I'm like, man, do you know what you're doing? He's like, what do you mean? We love each other, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, dude, there's no point at this point. There's no reason to bring any more people into this because they have enough. They're already, again, they're leeches, man. They're just sucking from us.
And if you're going to, man, get away from that birth certificate crap. Don't let them fucking itemize you. I mean, procreation is natural, dude. I mean, we're all going to fuck. And we're all eventually, at some point in time, one of them little sperms is going to make it to a damn egg. That it's going to happen.
I'm just saying. You have to think about this shit on a different level. If there is no future, then why bring a kid into it? Because at this point, there is no future for us as a human species, not just in America, but throughout the world. The shit is it's deteriorating. It's like a rotting corpse. This is why NASA is like a solar system that has potentially 7 Earths. Oh, 7 Earths. Oh, well, what are you going to do? You're going to jump up and go fuck up them Earths too? Is that what you're going to do? Because that's all you're good at doing. It's fucking up shit. Hey, let's move to Mars and fuck that up too. Why not that? Hey, why stop at Mars? Let's go to the moon and fuck that up too. That's all we're good at doing. That's why I posted that raccoon holding the trash on other planets, because that's potentially, down the road, humans are going to be like, let's go somewhere else and fuck some more shit up, because we're like a plague. We're like a virus, just like in the Matrix. That whole ideology of humans just pillaging and plundering wherever we go is just what we're good at doing. And it's always because we need somebody, we need a leader. We need an established what's going on, but at the end of the day, these people are the most corrupt people on the planet. So who are you really, where do you need a leader? Who are you following as a leader? That's what I'm saying. If you can't lead yourself, then you don't, if you're looking for a leader, then you're done. You're looking for somebody else to lead your life or to dictate to you what's going on or what you need to be doing or any of that shit, then you have a big problem. You have a major problem. You need to really understand what it means to be alive on this planet.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't do what I'm saying, go to Chicago. I saw a video last week. There was a Facebook Live. This girl was Facebook Live, and we're having a good time listening to rap music going down the street. Well, when she got to her house, they opened up shots and killed her 2-year-old daughter or son or whoever it was, 2-year-old child, and her husband or her boyfriend or whatever the fuck he was, drug dealing gang member, shot up, just shot the car up right there on Facebook Live. So there is no compassion for human life anymore, and that's what people don't understand. They don't grasp the concept that life is precious. It's not something that we can just toss around and make money off of. My main focus is people over money. That's the reason why I do what I do. But we all need money, and like I said at the beginning of the show, I want to thank everybody that supported me and showed me support and appreciates what I do, because like I said, it's more important than your bank account. It really is. But it's tragic. It's tragic to look at the human experiment of what it is. I'm starting to sound like Brandon Council here, but it is real. Like I said, what are we going to do? We're going to mess the earth up so bad with radiation in the ocean and trash and just death and destruction that we're just going to, if we're rich enough, we can go to another planet and fuck that one up too. That's not the answer. That's not the answer.
Might be. That might be the answer that they absolutely seek. I mean, they're all of a sudden talking about a solar system that's 40 light years away, Just saying.
Well, I'm just saying, again, NASA's full of shit to begin with, but again, I ran across that news story where they were like, there's potential Earths, they're in the Goldilocks zone around this star, and their intentions are not to, reach out to these people. I'm sure that if there is other life in the, in the universe, they're not doing what we're doing, because there's so much pain and destruction on this planet. The other planets are so more advanced, at least 1,000 years more advanced than we are. If you believe in that shit, if you believe in extraterrestrials or anything like that, but I can guarantee you they don't have a fiat money currency to enslave the population, because that's where we failed. We failed as a species because we enslave each other. That's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion. That's just how I feel. I can't sway to anybody else. And like I said, it all starts with government, because these people are corrupt and they want to tell you what's best for you when they're not even living right. They're pedophiles, most of them. Whatever, like, I don't have the documents. I got the white papers, but this shit is really going on. They're going to meet at the Grove. Summer's coming up. Grove, Bilderberg group's going to meet. They're going to talk. They're going to have their meetings, and they're going to schedule out what's going to be for the next year for us, just like they always do.
Every damn time. And kids, we've got to hit our little break here. We will be right back here on the Friday Night Super Show.
Yeah. The gold reserve got my tongue, super loose and comfortably numb, more focused than ever, and ready for whatever's to come. While Big Pharma got the populace wonderfully dumb, addicted to deadly drug to keep them under their thumb. You're dealing with scum, handsomely paid to peddle poison. Enjoy Destroy something that grows out of the ground. That annoys them. Destroy them. Let them know you're privy to their thin scam. Stand tall. Don't ever fall for the flim flam. Most politicians are supporters of NAMBLA and actors who follow a script similar to Tony Danza. Who's the boss? It'll cost if you're a gambler. I'll disappear you off of the grid like Adam Lanza. My mantra, incarcerate inquisitors and put them on serotonin reuptake inhibitors. Pharmaceutical giants should lose all privileges, incarcerate their contributors, strip them of their visitors. All I got is a gold pot to piss in, a pole pot position, controlled opposition. They won't stop the mission, they don't got the vision. My cold got them shivering, I'm so hot, I'm sizzling. I am not a slave to the rhythm. The rhythm is a victim of an ancient predilection that I give them. The law of nature on which I base the decision. Obama was the prez, but I voted for Shirley Chisholm. Sharks might not be surrounding you yet, but you just wait till the moment that you're drowning in debt. You'll be so much more than upset. You'll be loading your weapon, step into the eye of the threat. Sharks, they are all around you. One drop of blood and they start to surround you. You better stop talking to skanks. They seduce you on the ship and you're walking the plank. The treatment you're receiving is no different from stepchilds. You keep swallowing semen of these demons and reptiles. When will you learn? Pyros are working together, taking turns, and their only endeavor is to make it burn. Hey yo, I had enough of this. Justice Department suck my dick, fuck that bitch. I will force feed her the poison from a puffer fish. These snuffleupagus motherfuckers in love with this hot potato, but they won't even touch it with some oven mitts. Now that I understand the level of deceit to keep these devils in their seat and let them pedal on the street, their pathetic, apologetic rhetoric that won't compete with the veracity and the tenacity that can't be beat. Suckers and tyrants, they both act as one. The best way to expose them is to make them act like one. Look at all these evil people making a killing. Literally, I'll make the gargoyles come to life and eat the people in your building. Sharks might not be surrounding you yet, but you just wait till the moment that you're drowning in debt. You'll be so much more than upset. You'll be loading your weapon, step into the eye of the threat. Sharks, they are all around you. One drop of blood and they start to surround you. You better stop talking to skanks. They seduce you on the ship and you're walking the plank. Word magic has let the oligarchy step on your voice. Man, I'm telling you, it's the pirate's favorite weapon of choice. Lady Liberty has been literally keeping people in misery. The context is more complex than the prison industry. They're parasitically feeding upon the citizenry, leading it, ritualistically feeding it so habitually. America's in a crisis, getting massacred by ISIS. You could be Al-Qaeda, so your constitution don't mean shit to me. You look suspicious, miss. Step out your car, please. Civil forfeiture, we're collecting like Barclays. We'll take your cash and we'll wipe out your cards, please. And trying to get it back is worse than ripping out shark teeth. I hate to sound unkind, but all that does is cloud your mind. I hope you get to take some time away from shit that makes you blind. My self-contained underwater breathing apparatus lets me see these sharks for who they are and come report the status. Sharks might not be surrounding you yet, but you just wait till the moment that you're drowning in debt. You'll be so much more than upset. You'll be loading your weapon, step into the eye of the threat. Sharks, they are all around you. One drop of blood and they start to surround you. You better stop talking to skanks. They seduce you on the ship and you're walking the plank. Sharks. Say what? Say what? Say what? Say what? Say what? Sharks. Say what? Say what? What? Say what? Say what? Say what? Say what? Sharks. Say what? Say what? Say what? Say what? Say what? Say what? What? Say what? Say what? Say what? Say what? Say what?
Yeah, I'd like a large pepperoni, please. Delivery.
Large pepperoni?
Yeah. Is this the Besta Pizza? I want to make sure I'm ordering from Besta Pizza.
Yeah. DC?
Alrighty, that's beautiful.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's
Best
the address?
Pizza. It's 3427 Jocelyn.
3427 Jocelyn.
That's right. Can I get the Podesta special?
I'm sorry?
You know, the Podesta Brothers special. Come on. Hey, why'd you guys change your logo?
Why do we change which logo?
You know, it used to be a triangle with the coil, with the pizza shape, but you took the coil out. It's changed. I just noticed that.
Yeah, but sir, don't be an idiot. You know what I'm saying?
Idiot.
If that's true, why we be open right now?
Oh, you're not going to be open for long.
You are smarter than the FBI or somebody else?
I'm sorry?
Don't be an idiot.
Oh, the FBI's coming, my friend.
I'm sorry?
I said the FBI is on their way, pedo
Yes, the
protector.
thing-
You're a pedo protector.
Listen.
Okay.
Okay, listen. You're
Okay.
gonna get a call back from them because right now
Talk to me.
we have a call ID for everybody who's calling. Some people are threatening to shoot.
Caller ID.
You're gonna get a call
You're
back
clever.
from them in
Shoot.
24
I never called. I never said anything about.
You. I got your
I
name.
never said anything
I
about
got your
shooting
phone
anybody,
number.
my friend.
Listen. Shut the fuck up and
Huh?
listen, bitch ass and
Whoa.
idiot.
We don't need that.
Shut up,
Shut up.
okay?
Bitch ass what? Say it.
Listen, I got it. I got your phone number.
I got your phone number.
You're gonna get your ass
the.
sued, you fucking idiot.
Your business is going in the toilet, my friend.
You know, you fucking idiot.
Yeah.
You dumbass.
Al Qaeda.
You fucking idiot.
Base.
Fucking nonsense, and then call back here and bother us.
listen,
We're open for business,
Listen,
okay?
your business.
Had that been true, we wouldn't have been open for business. Fuck you, bitch.
Your business is going into the toilet.
Fuck you.
The Al Qaeda.
Fuck you. Go fuck your mom, okay?
Whoa.
Go fuck your mom, stupid ass.
Is this what you say?
You are a fuck. You know you are a fucking pedophile.
I'm the pedophile.
How do you know the logo is pedophile? Because you fucking pedophile. You know, you idiot.
Ooh.
You fucking stupid ass.
So you just admitted your logo's pedophile.
The only way we open, this store is open for 23 years, okay?
Not for long, my
we
friend.
got a big sign here.
You're
We're never
change
gonna
it.
change it.
You're gonna
fucking
change it.
pedophile.
You're gonna change it.
On cheap.
Change it.
Fuck you, bitch.
Start making my fucking pizza, pedo protector.
Fuck you, bitch. Fuck you. Record my voice. Fuck you, you dumbass. Go fuck yourself, man. Fuck your mom. Fuck you.
How's Andrew Klein doing, your boss, your owner? How's he doing?
Fuck you.
The child
To
trafficker.
think,
Goodbye.
kids, that we're the only intelligent life anywhere in this universe is folly. Okay, it really is. That's just foolish. That's the ultimate in narcissism.
My Bible says. Bible says.
Fuck the Bible. Fuck the Quran. Fuck all that shit, man. To think that there aren't other people in other solar systems or other planets or anywhere else out in the great universe, regardless of what shape you think those fucking planets are. It's just stupid, dude. It's being foolish. Kids, we are back here. Thanks for joining us here on the Last Voice for Liberty Network on the Friday Night Super Show. I'm the Mouth with my tag team partner, Mr. Friday Night Dennis Ford, and we are joined by Austin Thomas here tonight, man. We're talking about aliens and NASA and all sorts of stuff here is going on.
Did they get that? Lee, did they get that rundown I did live on our starship going to Alpha Centauri in 2 weeks?
No. We were a break when we were discussing this. So, Austin, go right ahead here. Talk about the wormhole.
What the fearless Mr. Dennis Ford was discussing earlier. These 7 solar systems, I guess they found, or 7 planets in a solar system, because.
Yep.
Right now, NASA's got a starship that they're touting that could reach Alpha Centauri, the closest star system to our sun, in just 2 weeks. Yeah, it's really cool, man. It's gonna distort and bend the space-time continuum and create a wormhole and just like appear in Alpha Centauri in 2 weeks. I'm sorry. Tears are rolling down my face as I'm as I'm talking about this. I mean, we can't even get out of low Earth orbit, but we're gonna pull a scooter move in 2 weeks to Alpha Centauri, which is 4.3 light years away. That means it takes light 4.25 years to get here.
Right. I heard they have oil over there. We got to get there in 2 weeks. We got to get there.
Man.
We got to get it.
Man, I wonder what kind of trip that is. I mean, I wonder how much like DMT or psilocybin or LSD that this designer of this starship took to actually really believe this shit. I mean, he's got to be tripping on some really good shit.
Right. And I don't even know if it was like 7, but they said there's potential Earth-like planets revolving around this star. And again, NASA, you have to take it with a grain of salt because we know what NASA is all about. But it was very interesting to me because when I caught that...
Oh, you mean NASA? Never a straight answer?
Exactly. So when I heard that, I was like, what would be the reason for you to want to go there? And the only reason I could think, being a human on this planet, is that, the greed. They want to get there and exploit it and whip everything they can out of it, just like they're doing here on Earth, and exploit anything that has to do with that solar system. And that's very sad. Instead of being like, hey, let's reach out to potential life in the universe, some other life form out there. Because, like Lee said earlier, I'm sure they're watching us, and they're laughing at us. They're like, these primitive idiots. Look at them. Look at them. They're primitive. They haven't even reached the point where they understand life is more valuable than material shit. And like I said, I'm sure they're visiting. They're coming here and they're checking us out, whether it's UFOs or whatever, the unraveling matrix aspect of it, however you want to put it in a category. It's in our best interest.
I kind of have a different take on it here by Area 51. I think it's all a big psyop that they've been running to divert from the technology they're working at here at Area 51. They're working on some spooky shit. They're working on some DARPA shit. They're working on super soldier shit. They're working on real UFOs, real unidentified flying objects. They're working on all that shit here in 51, and it's on the line.
Let me ask you something, Austin. Okay, our military-industrial complex, our DARPA, our Area 51, everything we have, that's one aspect of it. But if you go and challenge, let's just say there is life on one of those planets in that other solar system, I'm sure they're more advanced than us. They're going to hit us, they probably have some shit that would just shut down our whole planet overnight. But humans, us being who we are, like, hey, let's go fuck with them. Let's go see, if you want to get into intergalactic warfare, we might as well, because, these people in power.
We do. I wonder if there's any way that they could peg the Federal Reserve note, the U.S. Federal Reserve notes to alien war and alien technology. Shit, then we'd have an alio dollar instead of a petrodollar. Believe me, if there's a way they could make money off it, they're going to do it.
Yeah, we'd have space money, like that South Park episode. Oh, space money. We got space money. Yeah, I don't think.
I'm not going to sit here and say there's no intelligent life anywhere else in the multiverse. I'm not going to say that. I just have my doubts that these aliens are showing up. I think that's some Area 51 shit, and that's just my opinion. It's the opinion for me to state here that I know for sure I don't, but I believe that it's Area 51 psyop shit. And that's my opinion.
No, I'm saying I understand that, a psyop and everything, but it ties into what we were talking about earlier in the first hour about, the $6.5 trillion that is gone, lost. What did they spend that on? And It may
Well,
be.
yeah, that's just Pentagon money. We gotta talk about the Fed, and they lost track of $9 trillion.
Right. So I'm saying, what do they? They spend money on something and it's gone. But like when it comes to warfare, it's not just the United States. It's like a global entity that has control of whatever technology they are developing.
Our reported spending is $558 billion for the year 2015 for the military-industrial complex. That's more than the next 6 countries in order combined.
It's incredible, isn't it?
But at the same time,
it's fucking ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. I mean, granted, you guys know that I'm an anarchist. I'm about the individual, but just look at all this money that they're taxing and thieving from everyone and extorting. They're stealing their property. They're treating you like a slave in a slave farm. They're taking a third to a half of what you make in fees and taxes and sales taxes. Shit, they got 30 different kinds of taxes they hit you with. I mean, it's insanity. I mean, it really is. They got you coming and going. You're on that fucking treadmill. You're just trying to survive. And I mean, and a lot of people would consider that, that I make pretty good money, and I'm barely surviving week to week myself. I mean, it's fucking insanity. It really is.
That's what
it really is.
How much is enough? How much is a substantial amount of money for you to live comfortably? But at the same time, you have to pay taxes. You gotta feed the monkey, man. You gotta feed the monkey. She kidnapped herself, man. That's all I'm saying. You gotta feed the monkey.
They're gonna kill that poor woman.
We have to come to a realization, and not an evolution in a physical way, but an evolution of the mind of people to realize that this government is extorting us. They're megalomaniac, sociopath murderers. Those are your government. Those are your leaders of government. We look anywhere in the world. It's always the same. It's always psychotic megalomaniacs.
That's what they do.
And anyone that thinks Trumpster is any different, this guy's showing his true colors. He's not about the American citizen. He's not about states' rights. He's about federal sweeping mandates and centralizing. He's a fucking socialist.
Well, it's like we were talking at the beginning of the show, Austin. They want to run government like a fucking business. He just inherited or just got elected or selected to the biggest the motherfucking planet, man.
Yep.
And there's no doubts. And I keep hearing all these so-called anarchists and libertarians that are on the Trump wagon. I'm not. I haven't been from the shit go. I'm telling you, and this is my story. I'm sticking to it. He was propped up by the Clintons. He was supposed to be a fall guy, and he fucking went rogue. He said, "Fuck, I can win this thing." He did.
Right. He did. He did win.
And he did. And I will give him that he is a wild card. I look, he is under the Zionist thumb. He's kissing Netanyahu's ass. He's kowtowing to AIPAC and the Zionists, and it makes me fucking sick. And he's kowtowing on asset forfeiture to all these deputies and shit in these states. Oh, Mr. President, we need more help. We're trying to get these drug dealers money. Talking about asset forfeiture, especially civil asset forfeiture.
Oh, that
First
shit.
thing out of this fucking Nimrod's mouth is, do you guys need an executive order or something?
Yep. He's like, all right, I'll sign some shit.
Fucking dealing with. And they're feeding him a fucking big pile of fucking shit. And he's like, what can I do? Oh, sir, we just need some executive. Well, you're encouraged. Go take the people's shit.
Yeah, like I said, you were just getting to, I said in the first hour, why is it that every elected official that becomes president has to lick Israel's balls? Like, we have things that, first of all, the Zionists, whatever, but, he's just falling in line. And,
it's APAC, because they got their hopes in everybody. You tell me, and I am the biggest anti-government guy that you'll probably ever run into. But why should a Zionist-run foreign country lobby carry the most weight and leverage of any lobby in the United States?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why?
Because it's a fucking business.
I'm just calling it. Why should this APAC? Every year they have a get together. It doesn't matter if it's an R or a D who's the president. They're all up there
Every time.
kissing Zionist ass.
Mm-hmm.
Every fucking year.
That's not
Every year.
It's not just in the fucking APAC, man. It's in fucking Bilderberg and all these little secret meetings that they've never talked to us about. But still, for some reason, some ungodly reason, and it has to be ungodly, ladies and gentlemen, because there's no reason that it should exist. But the Zionist fuel keeps on going on. We keep on sucking the balls of Israel. Dennis, go ahead.
Right. No, I'm saying that's very interesting because, like I said, it never changes. Like Austin said, whether it's Republican or Democrat, whatever change of influence or power goes to whatever party, they always bow down and kiss this ass, and I want to know why. You know what I'm saying? And nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody wants to bring that up. But it's
well, if you bring it up and ask why it's fucking like this, you're an anti.
I know. That's where I was going with it. You're an anti-Semite, and it's important to bring up because a lot of people, again, whether it's religion or whatever it may be, church and state are supposed to be separate. Those things are not supposed to intertwine with each other. But when it comes to government, it's just, hey, it's just another business. It's business. We're just making money. We gotta suck nuts with the Zionists, and we gotta get this money. And that's what Trump is doing. And again, I'm not advocating anybody out there to be against Trump or hate him or anything he's doing. But we've already seen this for the last 16 years before he even got into office. Even before that, the last 30 years, if you really want to get into it. But there's a problem when it comes to Israel because, like I said, it intertwines with biblical beliefs and where people believe you have to defend Israel. Israel needs a defense. No, they don't. They get how much money do they get from the United States every fucking year? Can anybody tell me? Billions of dollars.
I'll tell you. They get 30,000 a year for every man, woman, and child in Israel.
Okay, well, that's pretty. That goes back to what we were saying earlier with when Lee broke down with the Pentagon laws. That's $21,000, or at least $23,000 for every American citizen that the Pentagon lost. This all this money has. Follow the money. There is a trail to this shit. And like I said, when it comes to political beliefs, that's one aspect of it. Biblical, you're religious, that's one aspect of it. But there's no reason for Israel to get all this funding from the United States and other countries when they could do fine on their own. They're going to be all right. Trust me. They're going to be fine. And it's just very, the shit boggles my mind. It's like a lot of shit that people don't want to talk about. You don't want to talk about the real issues of shit of what's going on. But, the real owners of this country, like I said earlier with George Carlin, there's some real owners of this country. And I think Israel has a big part in the United States of America. And I think they can manipulate what's going on.
Another thing that no one will want to talk about. The last 25, 30 years, the head of the Federal Reserve is a Zionist.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So Trump
and no one wants to talk about that either. So you have Zionist control of the money supply, Zionist control with the most influential lobby in Washington D.C. I mean, it's a mess. It's a mess. And even if you're a constitutionalist,
No, I mean,
even if you're a constitutionalist, doesn't the Constitution talk about separating from external and external countries? Yeah. We're not supposed to be in their pocket.
right, but that's,
And it makes,
again, that's the illusion that is thrust in front of, American people. So, I'm not talking about, the people that live in the ghetto or the people that have no idea what's going on in Israel or any of these things, because a lot of people can't relate that the United States is funding Israel. But I don't see Trump changing that. I don't see him throwing a wrench in the fucking spokes, because he's already
nothing's going to change. All you have to do is YouTube Pence, the VP, talking about him and Trump, and YouTube Trump. We're 1,000% behind Israel.
right.
No matter what. That's right out of the Trumpster's mouth. No matter what. No disclaimers. We're 1,000% behind Israel, no matter what. And you can YouTube it. I'm telling you the truth. Pull it up on YouTube, and you can hear Donald Trump say it at AIPAC. At the
It never
AIPAC
changes.
meeting.
That's what I'm saying. It never changes. And this is why Alex Jones is very fond of Trump and the Trump pansies, the people that follow Trump, is because Jones, I don't know if he's still married to her. I heard recently or a year ago he might have got a divorce from his wife. But Alex Jones may be a dual citizen of Israel and the United States. And dual citizenship is another thing that a lot of people don't even comprehend or even think about, because, again, they're trying to pay the bills, being American. They don't really wrap their head around this shit.
35%.
They don't understand this shit.
35% of your selected
and I can't blame people, Dennis. There's people that are wondering where they're going to get their next meal.
Mm-hmm.
They're living hand to mouth. I mean,
you're right.
Shit, half this country's living week to week, hand to mouth, if not more.
I am.
I mean,
I am.
I am. I mean, I can't. I can't blame people for being distracted, working 2 jobs, and their wife's working a job, and daycare for the kids, and turnkey, and sending their kids to indoctrination centers to keep the cogs going, to keep the like the brick in the wall, grind them up, baby.
The gears.
I mean,
the gears oiled.
yeah, this Russian school system. They got you coming and going, every single angle. They got the youth indoctrinated. I mean, all this flaggetry and pledging allegiance to a flag, to the United States Incorporated, and to the 800 military bases across the world.
Yeah. Well, Austin, you bring up a good point, because we were talking about the opium trade that's going on here in the United States and throughout the world. But guess what? After, America swooped in, or Israel, the team joint effort, the opium trade, and look at the heroin epidemic that's going on in the United States of America. And you can go to any major city, especially Las Vegas. I'm sure there's a lot of heroin shit going on there.
It's everywhere. It's in every major metropolitan area. It's cheap, and it's good quality, and it's coming from Afghanistan, where British and American troops are guarding the poppy fields. And it's a big conglomeration, and all this money is dirty and being funneled into black ops via the CIA. And if you don't think the CIA is involved and leaving this dirty money on the table, look around you. Open your fucking eyes.
Right. And like I said, my father was on painkillers. He was on Percocets for a long time. And then eventually I worked a way where I could get away from that, because I realized what was going on. And it goes to Big Pharma as well, because Pharma will get you with the painkillers, And then when you can't get the painkillers, they want you to shoot the shit in your fucking arm because it's cheaper. Like you were saying, it's cheaper. It's fast. It's cheap. You know, shoot this stuff. This will get you your fix. And that's what's going on in all major cities. And it trickles out into the suburbs, all the rich white kids that are going to college, whatever it is. Yeah, it's happening. It's really happening.
Of course it's happening. Heroin is the new crack.
Right.
First we had the crack, then the meth, now heroin. It started with heroin, crack, cocaine, meth. Now it's back around the horn to heroin again because we're controlling 92% of the world's opium production in Afghanistan right now.
Oh, we're fighting a war on drugs, Austin. Hold on. We're fighting a war on drugs.
Yeah, the war on drugs. The war on drugs, so they can bust the people, you know, growing a little bit of weed and trying to stay away from that a real medicine, a homegrown medicine. They outlaw that. I mean, you know, that puts you in the prison industrial complex. 45% of prisoners are in prison right now over a leaf in one way or another. Yeah, in the nonviolent offenses.
Nonviolent offenders, exactly. And like I said, if I can get, you know, this will trip you out because I took my dad, you know, to go get his painkillers, and he pissed in a cup, and they were like, "Oh, he's positive for weed, so we can't give him the painkillers." And I laughed so loud. I was laughing for like 20 minutes. I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" I was like, "I'd rather my dad smoke weed than you give us this fucking poison." And I walked out. I took my dad. We fucking left. I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? You don't want to fill his prescription for opiates because he has weed in his system? I'd rather he smoke weed. Get the fuck out of here. Who the fuck are you?"
Right.
You know? Yeah. Like, that's insanity. That's fucking insanity. It's like, "Oh, we can't fill your prescription for government synthetic heroin because you pissed THC. Fuck you. Get the fuck out of here. You motherfucker. Right. You asshole.
This is what we've come to. We've come to what Aldous Huxley talked about at Brave New Worlds. The people will not have a revolution because they'll be sedated. They'll have all the drugs they need. They got their bread and circuses. I mean, their entertainment. I mean, you know, so it's everything. Nothing's tangible and real anymore. Everything is virtual.
Yeah, you're right. And like I said, that just blew my mind because it's been a couple months. It's been like 2 months where I would have to take my dad, you know, because I'm kind of like a caretaker to my father. And, you know, he was dependent on the pain pills. And I was like, you know what, instead of taking these pills, how about you smoke this? You know, take a bong hit, smoke a joint or something. And that helped him out more than the shit that they were giving him. And they didn't want to give him those poisonous pills because he had THC in the system. And I laughed so fucking hard. I was like, are you people, you went to college to become a fucking doctor to sign prescriptions? Right. And you're telling me this is what you're telling me right now? And you don't even know these pharmaceutical companies, man. They're payolas. They're taking nice dinners. Let's go golfing. This is the newest drug, man. You got to start prescribing this. Here, I'm going to set you up with the sample pack to get your best customers hooked. No, it's not good. It's not good. I don't agree with that shit. You know, Lee, how do you feel about it?
You know, they keep on taking and taking and taking and taking and taking and taking and taking. And then you know what? When you wake up in the morning to the sound of your alarm, they're taking from you again. Okay? We can sit here and bandy about all the little nuances and illegalities and all that other crap.
Let's go to another planet, Lee. Let's go to another solar system. It'll take us a couple of weeks. We'll get there. And then when we get there, we'll introduce these aliens to heroin, you know, opiates, and they'll chill out. They won't try to fucking kill us.
Oh yeah, they'll make Alice in Chains and Nirvana music all day. It'll be great.
Exactly. The grunge rock will come back.
Yeah, let's do a little dirt, guys. man. Play the smack song. Here, let's do some heroin together, man. Let's bond.
You said the Dirt album. At least I'm not the only one.
2045 initiative. I mean, you got to look at what these freaks are doing. They're talking about transferring consciousness into an avatar and living life as an avatar.
Those are what we used to call cowards, Austin. Remember that?
Yeah. What are they going to do? They're going to take off to Alpha Centauri?
In 2 weeks.
What the fuck?
2 weeks.
No, let's not worry about Fukushima or any of the dramas that's going on here on planet Earth. Let's just go somewhere else.
Mm-hmm. Come on.
We'll be all right.
Might as well.
We'll be robots. We'll be Terminator robots.
Well, it's essentially what the American dream has been boiled down to. Fuck it, let's make it somebody else's problem. I'm out. That's what it is.
Well, yeah. I mean, let's look at the farce that's TEPCO and what's happening in Fukushima. I mean, it's in the groundwater now. I mean, it's killed fucking 3/4 of the Pacific Ocean is fucking dead. I mean, this radiation is just spewing. And you got these fucktards saying, that it's not as bad, you're overreacting.
No, Austin, we did shows on Fukushima. Me, you, Lee, Lisa, we've been doing shows on Fukushima for so long that,
it's the beginning.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I really am. I really apologize to anybody out there listening that you haven't been paying attention. You're not captivated by my voice or what I have to say, but this is very real. And if you're eating seafood, why is Red Lobster still open? Why the fuck is Red Lobster still operating when there's radiation in the fucking ocean polluting, the water?
Well, look at this. Like I said, did you guys see that tons and tons of supposed rat meat has come from China as fucking as chicken?
Boneless chicken.
Chicken wings.
Boneless chicken.
Rat meat.
There is a reason why I don't eat chicken anywhere. Unless it's like a full fucking chicken, dude. I won't eat it.
Well, yeah, I mean, just to continue the point, look what they're fucking feeding us. Take a McDonald's cheeseburger and fucking set it down and watch it. You can put that shit in your living room for 3 months and no mold will grow on that fucking shit.
That's for sure.
Like flies won't even eat that shit. But I was at, again, because I don't have Wi-Fi at where I'm at right now. Things have changed, but I go to McDonald's or KFC and I get the Wi-Fi and I'm looking around at the people that eat this food and I'm like, what the fuck are these people doing? They're feeding it to the children. Like, what the fuck are you fucking doing? What are you doing? You might as well just give them a cup of bleach. Give them some bleach. That'll help them out. Because that's what you're doing. And matter of fact, I just want to touch on this real quick. I was up late the other day. There's an antenna where I get television channels and shit, but they were talking about Monsanto Roundup. They were like, if you've been affected by Monsanto's Roundup, you can call this number and you are entitled to compensation or whatever. And I was like, wow, I was telling people about that in 2012. I was telling people about Roundup and Monsanto, but Monsanto has changed their name, so they've kind of changed the...
Hit the bear. Now all of a sudden that's way better.
Everything changes over the years, but at the same time, it's not getting better, Lee.
No, wait, Dennis, they changed their name, so it's all better now.
Well, yeah, and they're talking about what's going on. I was talking a year ago. I haven't followed up. I mean, there's so many things on my plate, so much shit going on.
Austin Thomas, no.
State was going to merge with Bear.
Yeah, they did. They changed their name. So
they did. It's all under the Bear name now, which of course, it's pretty important to point out real quick. During the early 80s, mid 80s, Austin, you might remember this as well, how they did a big TV push for Bear aspirin and everything else. Oh, you take some Bear aspirin, you can avoid a heart attack
Agent
tomorrow.
Orange.
Go ahead.
It's directly tied to Monsanto. And like I said, Monsanto can run away. They can get all their corporate people to change names and blah, 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 blah. But like I said, again, we've been covering all this shit for years. And it's very
we have been talking about a lot of shit for years. And you know what? We might have made a few wrong calls here and there, but I'd say 90% of the shit we talk about is fucking on point. I'll put it up. I'll put our record, the three of us on this line right now, up against CNN, Fox News, Reuters, UPI. I'll put us up against Breitbart, any of those motherfuckers. Alex Jones. We're on point 90% of the time. 9 times out of 10, we're on point. And every 1 out of 10, you're going to miss. I mean, because you're sticking your neck out there.
Right. Like I said, it becomes very depressing. You know, it becomes it's not something we choose to do. It's just something that needs to be done, and you know, it can affect the person. It's affected me very, very much. Let me tell you. But at the same time, I wish people would tune in. I wish people would check us out and listen to us and whatever. But yeah, like Austin said, 95% of the time, we're hitting on all cylinders. I mean, it's just out there for everybody to, take it for what it is. But again, you're dealing with the sleep masses. You're dealing with NFL crowd. You're dealing with shit. You have to entertain people. And that's fucked up. I have to entertain people to tell you the truth. That's very, very bad. That's very
greasy.
bad.
Well, it is what it is. And I mean, if you're going to listen to us, you're not going to get some Alex Jones psyop shit. We're going to put it out there. And like I said, we don't, like you and I, we don't agree on this alien thing 100%. But there's more to it than meets the eye, and I'll say that too. And there's more to this Monsanto shit and Bear all linked up. There's more to these chemtrails. There's more to this genetically modified organisms. I mean, it's never ending. It's never ending. This ubiquitous age. Everybody's tracked and monitored. We got a big place in the desert that watches everything. Yep. Every email, every social media, every Google search, every YouTube hit. Every call we make, every text we make, everything.
Everything. Dude, they do. You don't have to believe Austin Thomas. You can believe me, or you can look it up yourselves. That a good friend of the show here, DJ Scratch and Sniff, actually had police come to his house this week and start questioning him about a mutual friend of ours. Because that mutual friend had gotten, in trouble regardless of what he did. It's really ridiculous at this point in time. But no, still, this cop came to DJ Scratch and Sniff's work, to his job. Well, let me ask you questions about this motherfucker. It's like, wait, how do you know to ask questions to me about this motherfucker? Well, what they have, text messages, No,
yeah.
Okay, well, that's great. So you got text messages, you know my phone number, you know who I am, so obviously you know where the fuck I live. How in the fuck are you going to come to my job to sit here and, let's see if we can make this motherfucker unemployed? How do you know that your boss isn't all of a sudden going to go, look, nigga, you got police coming up here. Fuck off.
Yeah.
I'm trying to sell weed out the back. Get the fuck out of here.
It's all intimidation. I mean, come on, they got a fucking magic suit and a magic badge.
Yep. That's what they do.
Yeah, I mean,
this is the sick, stupid shit.
Superheroes and shit.
Look, if my buddy's into greasy shit, and he want to come talk to me about it, fine. Come talk to me about it. Come to my house. You show up at my fucking job, I'm going to cuss you out and make you look like a little fucking bitch. All right? You're lucky I don't do that at my own goddamn home. All right? I'm a little bit more calm there.
Apparently you've seen all the text messages. You probably heard the calls. What's your problem? Why are you here talking to me?
What do you
want?
And that's what they asked. He was telling me that's what they asked me. It was like, what, hey, fucking, what do you know? What's this about?
That fucking cop is on a power trip with his magic suit, his magic badge, his magic uniform, coming to impose on you at your workplace where you make your livelihood trying to survive, all intimidation, and on a fishing expedition. What the fuck?
Yeah, exactly. You know, and that's kind of what he told him. He's like, you read the messages, you tell me what you know. And then the dude told him what he knows, and Kevin laughed in his face.
You pull your shit out on the fucking lane, stick it up your ass until it goes click.
My boy fucking laughs in his face and goes, well, I guess you don't know shit then, do you?
We're going to take your house. We think your house has been involved in some illicit activity through asset forfeiture. Trumpster gave us the go-ahead. What are you doing, dealing drugs? We think you are.
No, wait.
Your house is innocent now. That's what we fucking come to.
It's exactly the civil asset forfeiture, kids. I want you to understand this. If you just went and cashed your check, okay, say you work at the KFC, and they gave you the whole $5, okay? And sometimes that's how it works out, all right? But if you if you get pulled over by a goddamn cop and all of a sudden he decides, hey, you know what? You don't have any documentation to prove that you got that $5 legally. I'm going to take that. All right? And they're giving themselves raises.
More grief and aggravation and more money to get your money back.
They're giving themselves raises.
Come with the settlement for you.
Raises, Austin. They're giving themselves pay raises in certain districts around this country. Using civil asset forfeiture.
It's all police piracy is all monetarily incentivized, and they work with the federal. They kick some money upstairs. It's such a fucking mafioso shit. They kick some money upstairs and they distribute it amongst themselves.
Exactly.
Yeah, we got cops in Tennessee that are doing 10-day Acapulco retreats for intensive training to learn more about asset forfeiture to steal more people's money to learn better techniques. Yeah, this is what we fucking got going on.
That's what it is. It's simple as fuck.
These fuckers are taking your money in Tennessee. They're taking a 10-day little get together for a dozen or so of them, all expensive, paid first class to Acapulco, Mexico, to learn more asset forfeiture techniques.
Yeah, how can we gank your money more? Type classes.
Yeah.
Is it really what it is? Kids, you've got to look at what this law actually, and I hate to say law, I'm going to say it in quotation marks, okay? What this shit really is. It's just a license for this gang of thugs, badge-wearing, jackboot motherfucking thugs, okay? That's what they are. Sorry. Try and be as righteous as you want to be. You know, I've met Crips and Bloods and gangsters that sit there and say, hey, man, we're righteous. We're just trying to do this to protect our community.
I can tell you a story. Here's a story for you. Here in Las Vegas, yes, Metro. Here in Las Vegas, I know a guy. He's living week to week. He's living in one of these cheap dive weeklies in downtown. He actually put $100 in a slot machine and hit for $80,000. He's taking the bus back. They fucking shake him down. They fucking tailed him. The police were waiting and pulled him off the fucking bus, asked him where the money came from, had the dog sniff it. Of course, 80% of bills have fucking drug residue on them. He said, this is drug money. We're seizing it. They seized his fucking money. You know what they charged him with?
Say it.
Nothing.
Yeah, because there isn't any way to say it.
They just took his money and said, yeah, and gave him a fucking receipt. Here, we're holding this as drug money. You can contact this number.
Yep.
They didn't charge him with anything. They know he won that fucking money at a casino, and it was a fucking Metro Vice fucking shakedown.
Exactly.
For $8K.
Just trying
They
to get...
shook this motherfucker down.
Just trying to get loot out of
This guy was living week to week, barely.
And you know, Austin, that's like one of the reasons why I wouldn't even come to fucking Vegas to fucking gamble. You know, we got casinos around here. I don't go to those casinos to gamble. I don't go to them at all, to be quite honest. The last time I actually went was almost 15 years ago, and that's just because my buddy said he would buy all my beer.
Well, here's the deal. They didn't charge him with anything, but they claimed it was drug money.
And they've been doing that across the nation, man.
Of course. I mean, but hey, dude, you can go look at the video. I was at such and such casino. I won this jackpot on this machine. You can check it out. They ain't gonna check shit out.
No, they ain't. Because that's not going to work out profitable for them. And in the end, kids, that's really what everybody out there is about. Okay? They're trying to meet that bottom line. They're trying to make that money, stack that cash, you know, pile that Skrilla. What's the words that the kids say? You know, eat that cheese,
and look,
whatever.
Look, I have no problem with someone that makes their money via voluntary means and doing voluntary exchanges with others. I have no problem with that. Mm-hmm. When you have a monopoly on coercion and violence, the fucking state and their agents, the fucking police, shaking you fucking down, they don't need any cause. He has to prove that $8,000 they seized from him is innocent from drug trade.
Yeah. And how stupid is that? Especially when 28 states now in this country have advocated or have what's the word, legalized, quote unquote, once again, kids, cannabis use for medicinal or recreational, either way.
Well, yeah, look at this Spence dick. He's wanting to repeal that. He's talking about weed should be illegal.
Yeah, this fucking idiot.
Federally mandate it. Well, fuck this chump. He's a fucking chump.
He's a fucking moron, is what he is, dude. I mean, there's no simple word for it.
The Trumpster drain the swamp bullshit. I've had it. I'm done.
You know, it's ridiculous.
Why is another fucking Zionist megalomaniac?
He's not draining no swamp, dude. He's fucking filling it up with shit. He's like, oh, look, there's this turd floating over here I want to keep, and this turd floating over here that I want to keep. Yeah, but we're going to make everything great again because I'm keeping all the good turds. Not the bad ones. Not the broccoli turds. Not these
officers in Goldman Sachs are bending his fucking ear. How is that draining the swamp?
It isn't. They're not going to. He was never going to fucking drain the swamp. That was a catchphrase that you little sheeple fell for. It was.
He even said himself, this drain the swamp, it got legs. He said they came up with it. I thought it was pretty stupid, but it worked. This is the Trumpster admitting it after the fact. Admitting that he fucking conned you.
Yeah.
But what does it going to take for these people to realize that this guy is a fucking another megalomaniac?
I don't know. Because he's already grabbing them by the fucking pussy. Now, isn't he? Serious. The guy is straight up fingering your clam right now. Each and every one of you. And and there are some people out there that are just singing his praises like, oh, he's great. Oh, he's doing this. I've heard it all, Austin, up one side and down the other. He's doing this because the American people need it.
I watched the fucking hypocrite. This guy 5 times got out of active service because of foot problems. Okay, the Trumpster. It wasn't hand problems, foot problems. Okay, 5 times. I'm watching him on the USS Enterprise wearing the jacket for Commander-in-Chief. Wearing an Enterprise hat. Oh, wow, we're going to spend more money on the military. We're going to take care of you guys. And these fucking morons are going, the Trumpster, he likes us in the Navy. He's a real cool guy. Thunderous guy.
He's so awesome. Like, I'll beer with him.
I mean, come on, he's the Trumpster.
Come on now.
Yeah.
You remember
you know how much I hate the military-industrial complex, but how hypocritical is this? This fucker is like rah, playing Commander-in-Chief, and then his fucking talk to Congress. What a fucking bunch of populism bullshit.
Oh, my Christ.
Bunch of rah, make America great again. I mean, it was the most separatist shit I ever heard. You know, we're going to look out for ourselves. We're going to impose huge tariffs on trade all over. We're going to make America great again. I mean, don't the fucking people realize that if you put a 20% tariff on Mexico, who the fuck pays for this shit? Who's paying for those goods? Who's paying that extra 20%? You are. You are.
Yeah, every damn time. They're jerking your collar to give it to you.
They're going to pay for the wall through a tariff that we're going to pay for, but we're going to go ahead and build it anyways and put the money up front. Now we'll just talk to the Federal Reserve and create some money fractionally. Build a 2,000-foot long wall.
Yeah, because that'll work. You know, there's, you know, the sea and the tunnels and, you know, all that other stuff. But the wall will work. That'll stop everything.
Yeah,
sure.
But it's not even the logistics and the billions of dollars it's going to take to build it. Actually, trillions, isn't it? But anyways, who's going to man that wall? Where are those people going to come from? Isolationism is not the answer to America's economy. You have to trade without restrictions. You can't put restrictions on tariffs because what you're going to do, and I know it sounds crazy, but you're going to strengthen the buying power of the Federal Reserve note, and you can't do any exporting. All you can do is buy.
Yeah.
People don't understand.
If you're not doing export, if you're only sitting there buying and not doing any exporting or any type of putting anything out to sell or make, you know, whatever the standard of currency is, whether it's, you know, little paper bills of slave notes or arbitrary rocks that we assign value to out of the ground, yeah, either way, you have to be doing something. That's where a lot of this whole voluntarist ideal comes from. It's like, look, you've got something that I kind of need, all right? Austin Thomas, you have you have access to water. So, you know what, dude, I need a few buckets of water, man, for drinking and for some laundry and cleaning some shit up, dude. I know what I can do for you. I can come over to your house and I can do XYZ to help make your things better and trade for a couple 5-gallon buckets of water.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's the whole point, and what people don't realize and how it's going to crash and burn is the Federal Reserve note value is pegged to currency, an international reserve currency to OPEC oil.
Yeah.
Everybody, the fairy tale land is coming to an end. Everybody had to do goods and services for Federal Reserve notes to buy oil from OPEC. Those days are ending. BRICS is in play now. China and Russia are on the market now. I mean, people don't realize that we've been in World War III. We've been in a currency war for years now. It's been an economic war.
Well, it is. And they don't really grasp that concept yet. And I know it's still as frustrating as when they weren't really grasping the concept of how tyrannical government can be. Now that they're starting to grasp that, I'm really kind of hoping that they're starting to pick up on what the economic realities are. You know, I mean, when it boils down to it, boys, you know, it's a voluntary type of thing. And it can be, it always really kind of has been. You know, I mean, if you're going to put up a sign in your restaurant tomorrow that says, I don't want no niggers up in here, guess what? You're going to lose a shit ton of fucking business, not only from the black culture, not only from every other culture, but white people as well, because, no, I'm not going to this place. Sorry, you ain't calling me racist. You know, it's a supply and demand type of thing. It really is.
Right.
And when you start to influence what the supply is, especially, and that's what government's doing. You know, that's what fascism is all about. Then,
well, government creates scarcity.
Yes.
So they have leverage.
Exactly. You have to have a demand.
It's been that way since Mesopotamia. This is nothing new.
It isn't.
Nothing new.
Kids, it's not like you know, they came up with this just yesterday and we'll invoke our dastardly plot now. No. You fucking idiots! They've been working this shit for years.
Play for centuries, and it's always the same families and the same characters. When you follow the fucking road to hell, they're there in hell waving. It's always the same names. It's always the Rothschilds. It's always the Rockefellers. It's always the Lees. It's always the Vanderbilts.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's always the same. It's always these same families over and over. Call them Illuminati, call them whatever you like, but these families are turf warring themselves, but they're fighting for control. Don't kid yourself.
Well, that's the thing about fucking ultimate power. When you figure out what it is, then everybody's going to want to take it. It's called it's a big-ass stupid game of King of the Mountain. And the thing about this game of King of the Mountain is, for some odd reason, there are giant vaginas on top of the mountain. Literally. These people are the biggest pussies in the fucking world. They're clamoring on to what little power that we have given them, and just trying to hold on to it desperately.
Their power is. I mean, if people would wake up and see things as they really are, and just say, "Hey, I'm not participating anymore," and did it en masse, these fuckers know what to do. Well, I know what they do. They'd say, shit, we're losing control. We got to crash the economy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm back. The plane has crashed into the mountain.
The goddamn plane has crashed
Into the mountain.
Like I said, I had to go.
Well, yeah, I mean, shit. That happened in Pennsylvania on 9/11, and the Earth just sucked up that airplane.
Yeah, I don't know how. I've never seen planes vaporized before until 9/11. It's amazing to me.
No, I want to tell. Right. I want to tell both you individuals. I don't know if what everything is going on in your life or whatever, but I had to dip out for a minute and go see a friend of mine. And yeah, I got blessed with some cannabis sativa.
Oh, very nice.
And this is why I listen to Payday Monsanto's music, because Payday Monsanto is a version of me that is put into music. If that makes sense. Okay.
Well, we've been talking about the same shit. The three people here, myself and Lee and Dennis, we've been talking about all this shit for years and years and years and years. And I said 90%. I went low. You said 95% we were on point. You're probably closer than I. I wanted to go on the low end of the scale. Even 90% on point for what we do is pretty damn good. And like I said, the three of us and what we talk about, I'll put that up against Alex Jones or any of these motherfuckers in the truth movement. Yep. Even Adam Kokesh, who I'm going to have on the show Wednesday.
Holy shit, you nailed down Kokesh.
Even Adam Kokesh, I'm not going to give him a free pass because I didn't give a free pass to Jeff Berwick when he was on either.
No, I remember being part of that show.
Austin, you never gave me a free pass. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to what Austin Thomas does or what Lee Peer does, that's a whole other aspect of it. I don't do radio to get likes on Facebook. I don't do any of that shit for that. The only reason I do radio is that I want to bring, I want to bring this to people. I want people to understand that this is very important. Yeah, if you're going to have a Kokesh show on Wednesday, guess who's calling in? I want to talk to this dude because he's running for president in 2020. Kokesh is, he's our leader.
We're going to get into all that shit.
He's our leader. He's our leader, Austin. Him and Jones.
And I mean, I'm not giving anyone a free pass. I never will. I'm not here to lob softballs. I think it cost me. I think it cost me a follow up with shit, I'm having a brain freeze right now. Mr. fucking Dollar Vigilante.
No, the only thing is, I want to bring this up because I left my apartment, I went down the street, I talked to a good friend of mine, and he blessed me with some shit that is not heroin, it's not coke, but it's the best weed that you're going to find in the state of Virginia, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you. And that's what I do on a consistent basis. All right, I don't live in Las Vegas. But I want to tell you something.
Here now.
No, I'm saying I want to tell you
something. It's legal here now until Spence bends the Trumpster's ear and they come with some fucking federal mandate.
I want to let you know something because, like I said, when I left and I came back, the show is still going on. You guys are still talking. This is overtime. The point is...
No, we ain't overtime. This is just hour number 3.
Okay, all right. Well, when it comes to radio, I want to let you know, Austin, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't know of Lee Peer. And me and him created something else outside of what you created. Finding Lee Peer on YouTube.
And I believe me, I'm so proud of you guys. I mean, I wouldn't be here on a Friday night hanging out with you guys if I didn't appreciate everything you've done for me, you've done for the movement. And yeah, Dennis, I mean, we fucking had our little troll action and shit like that. But I love you. You know that, brother.
No, I'm saying I love you too.
I will. There ain't no free passes. There ain't no free passes. And there ain't going to be no free passes with Adam Kokesh either.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I never earned a free pass.
He's going to be like Jeff Berwick, one and done. He's going to be like Mark and Rose, one and done. I have utmost respect for these guys, but these and I'm going to call it like I see it. They think they're fucking celebritarians, and that I'm going to fucking toss them a bunch of softballs and kiss their ass. It ain't going to happen. That ain't me.
Well, that's what I'm saying, Austin, and that's why I appreciate what you do. Just give me a minute here. Just give me a second. And like I said, that's why I appreciate
Hit that sativa.
Yeah, I just said
there's cannabinoids going in your lungs.
I'm just saying, Austin, there's so much influence that you have put into me as being a radio show host. I'm not talking about anything that we've done in the past. Our history is water under the bridge at this point. But when it comes to radio, a radio personality, Austin Thomas is in my top 5, just like Lee Peer. And I wouldn't have found Lee Peer if it wasn't for Austin Thomas and Freedom Miser, Eagle Miser Radio. All right? So, I appreciate everything. I appreciate everything you do, Austin. Whether I tell you about it or not, but like I said, yeah, we've had our troll moments. I had my troll moments with Lee Peer. I've unfriended Lee Peer probably 5 times in the last 2 years. Okay? And you too. But at the same time, we all find a home, some place where we, it's like Cheers. Everybody knows your name, right? Everybody knows your name. They know where you come from. They know what you're doing. But when it comes to radio, I wish I could lay this out for people and let people know that you have to go through a certain number of steps before you can even do what we do on radio, whether it's Friday night, Monday night, Wednesday night, whatever it is you want to choose. You're going to have to understand that people have come along.
I went on the prison industrial complex, military industrial complex, the CIA, Black Ops, APAC, Zionism. I ran it on everything. The gangster bangsters. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Austin.
The funny part about that, boys, is that we are all part of those shows. At some point in time.
We don't talk outside of the shows. Like, after the show, we don't call each other. But I just want to let you know, Austin, there's nothing that I could have talked about here on tonight's show that you haven't covered in the last 3, 4, 5, 6 years. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You've done it all. Ran the gauntlet of what we do.
We all play our part, man, and the world's just a stage, and we're merely players, baby.
No,
but
you're the
Godfather. Thing is, no, I'm not the Godfather. I'm just not. Right. I'm just me. I mean, and that's what it's all about. Dennis, you're the mouth. I mean, shit.
Dude,
you're fucking legend in your own fucking mind.
Austin, you dick. Austin, you dick. You are the Godfather to us, whether you want it or not. Sorry, buddy.
I love you guys so much, man. Anyone hit this and rebroadcast and you want to hear some fucking truth, I think we laid out a minefield of truth bombs on this fucking show.
Austin, this is the first night I've been back on the Friday Night Super Show in probably 2, maybe 3 weeks. Lee, I don't know. Can you validate for that?
Yeah.
Can you?
It's been a couple weeks.
2 weeks.
Yep.
At least 2 weeks. Back on the Friday Night Super Show, doing what I do. Hopefully I can do this every week. Okay? And like I said, I draw influence from you, Austin, somebody that a long time ago I used to call your show and I was like, hoping you would take my call. Oh, please. Austin,
always, man.
Please.
That is, you're family in Virginia to me, man. I've never met you, but I'm telling you, man, if I ever met you, I'd give you a big hug in a non-gay way.
No homo shit, but Austin, we gotta have that. You know what I'm
now you know what, boys? I'm totally hugging you both in a homo way.
Yeah, I'm hugging. I might help you.
Just no stiffies, you old drunk.
Hey, if I jizz on your leg, it's not my fault. You don't always have to jizz with the stiffy, okay? You can jizz with the softy. It'll happen.
You don't know what's going to happen when we meet each other. Like I said, Austin, you live in Vegas.
I do. I'm going to hump your legs.
Vegas my entire life. I want to come to Vegas. I want to.
You'll get out here. You'll get out here.
It's happening.
This is.
Give me some time, boys.
This is fucking the Disneyland for adults. I mean. Just this environment I live in is like insanity.
I almost sent a couple friends your way there, Austin. Here a couple weeks back, there getting ready to go out to Vegas.
I don't want to go to Vegas. Lee, hold on a second. I don't want to go to Vegas to enjoy Vegas or gamble money that I don't have, or
I want to go to Vegas to hang out with Austin Thomas.
Fuck her face.
And
fuck her skull.
Argue with Lisa.
But I want to meet Austin Thomas face to face. You know what I'm saying? I want to sit down with Austin Thomas and have dinner.
And Liberty Lisa.
Thomas. Exactly. Yeah, I love Lisa. You know,
in all fairness,
what I do on video.
Guys,
I've argued with Lisa in person
now that I'm here, and I know she's not listening. We have to do a Trumpster intervention on my girlfriend.
Yes,
she's like
it has to happen.
Sipping the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, it has to happen. Like totally.
Well, I gotta hit Iowa before I get to Vegas. So
once you hit Iowa, it's a couple weeks, and then next thing you know,
I'm counting the days to the 100-day show.
We're
gonna do a show. We're gonna do a show on 100 days of the Trumpster.
Oh, that's gonna be.
And it ain't gonna be pretty because I'm already connecting the dots.
Well, here's the thing, Austin. Outside of all the politics, all the bullshit, all the debates, me, you, and Lee are connected to something that nobody else has any idea about because we take radio that seriously. Okay?
Exactly.
I have so much love for the two individuals that I'm talking to here tonight that I had to strive, and, the struggle is real. I had to really come up with the money to be able to be on the show here tonight. And you know what? That's all that matters to me because I don't have an avenue to vent. I can't get on Facebook anymore. I can't do any of this shit. So I have to, do whatever I do to feel good about who I am as a person.
Well,
when it comes to radio,
how many times have you heard me say that yeah, I have an agenda. This is all therapy to me.
Yep.
This is where I can vet and talk about these things and let it off my chest somewhat.
That's why you called in here tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
If anything, this reminds me of, 3.5 years ago when we were all hanging out on a show together or doing a show about something or talking about something. And that's important.
Or when we'd run out of time doing the show, and then we'd fucking all just call each other
we'd be like,
after the show.
Talk, cut us off.
And
I'm
not done talking yet. Come on, guys. I know I've been really, really drunk for the past few years, but I still remember all those times, man. They meant the fucking world to me.
There's a reason why I give you, Austin, and Lee so much shit, is that I want you to give that to me because that's what I remember. When I was calling in your show, it's just like, we got this guy, he's calling in, what do you got to say? But over the years, it's been 5, almost 6 years now, we've been talking about Fukushima, we've been talking about politics, we've been talking about all this shit, and nobody out there you can compare to what we do on radio. Whether it's Adam Copeland or Alex Jones, Mark Dice, I don't care who you can name. This is the best radio, period.
Has Mark Dice turned into the ultimate Trumpster? And you know who else I want to get on the show and who I'm really, I can't believe, Christopher Green. That guy used to be so awake, and he's a fucking Trumpster too. Stop on telling you. He's a Trumpster too. Alex Jones, he's a Trumpster too.
Austin, what about Christopher Cantwell that had a debate with Adam Kokesh? Again, because Kokesh is, he's number one when it comes to get the fuck out of here, man. He hasn't done anything I've done in the last, again, 5-6 years. And again, he's connected to the hierarchy in the activist movement. Again, I don't know who's listening to the show right now, but you have to work your way up a ladder. You have to be popular. This is like high school.
Yeah, that's right.
And Lee Pierre's not popular.
They really hate us. They do, because we call them out as bitches each and every time.
You know why they hate us? Because we're 100%. We stick to our principles. We don't candy coat shit, and we tell it like it is.
Yeah.
And we let the fucking balls fly. That's what we fucking do.
Yeah, we're skeeting all over the fucking walls here, kids. We're not trying to fucking, and we never have. On this fucking show, we never fucking held anything back. And that's what these scripted little fucking shows, like Adam Kokesh and your fucking Alex Jones and your Glenn Becks and all that other fucking stupid ass shit is about, man. They're all about a scripted narrative. If we have any type of scripted narrative here, somebody else is writing it down, and it's still all about freedom. Sorry.
No. If any time you hear...
Hang on, Austin.
Hold on a second. If any time we've got together on the Friday Night SuperShow, whether it's been on Truth Emergence Radio, NWO Truth Radio, or where it's at tonight on Speaker.com...
That's right. So
Last Voice for Liberty. Okay, that's one aspect of it. But the Friday Night SuperShow is something I created. It's like a child to me. Okay, it's bigger than what a lot of people would even consider respecting. But to me, it's everything. If the Friday Night SuperShow fails, then I fail. But to me, it's never going to fail. Because I do everything I can to be here, even though I'm dealing with all the shit that I'm dealing with in my life right now, and nobody wants to hear about. I'm still here on the Friday Night Show, and I'm still here doing what I do. Over the years, all the trials and tribulations, Lee Pierre, I want to let you know, it's amazing that Austin called in here tonight because, like I said, I'm reminiscing. I'm going back. I'm going back.
It's kicking all form of ass, kids, including giraffe and zebra.
Yeah, I'm not trying to drag you off or anything, Lee Perry. I'm just letting you know you've been carrying this show for a long time, and I'm sorry I haven't been here
That's
on
all right,
the show
man.
with you, but this means a lot to me,
Dude,
and I hope people understand that.
This show has become more than I could have ever dreamed. It really has. And
I'm just saying we created it together. It is what it is. I want to be here every Friday, but I can't. But like I said,
when we get great people on the show, you get your Austin Thomases. We've got Chuck O'Celli. All sorts of people are always wanting to be a part of the show.
If you book a guest, the Friday Night SuperShow is going to go live on Friday night. It's at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tune in. We got Austin Thomas. We didn't even book that. You didn't even book me being on the show.
No.
But I'm on the show, and Austin's on the show.
That's because, hey, this is the place where people want to come and hang out. I mean, I'm not trying to fucking...
Dude, you guys are going to have to call and listen to Wednesday's show with Adam Kokesh. I think it's going to be very interesting.
Yeah,
I want to talk to him.
I will send you money if you let me and Dennis talk to him.
Yeah, I want to talk to him.
You guys are going to call in and you're going to talk to him. Yeah, I just want to know how you can fucking be an anarchist and want to be president.
You know what, Austin? On Wednesday night, I promise I won't even start drinking until I call in. Okay?
No, at this point, I'm just going to listen to the show. And like I said, I appreciate what you do, Austin. I appreciate you even get him on because, like I said, early on in my radio career, I tried to book him as a guest. Trust me, I tried to get Adam on. But Adam, again, is one of these celebrity, what did you call it earlier? Celebritarians.
Yep.
Oh, he's trying to bang bitches and do drugs and have a party. This is not a party.
No.
This is not a game. What the fuck are you even involved in this for? If you think, we're going to all go out and play pool afterwards, you shouldn't even be doing this.
Hell no!
That's the problem. Amy's running for president in 2020. Let me debate Adam Kokesh on television, CNN, fake news, Fox News.
Please, can we put this anywhere?
Everybody.
Please.
Yeah, let's make it happen. You can fund me for 35 cents a day.
I mean, it must be my bubbling personality. I get all these all these people on, and they come on once, and then I guess I hurt their feels or some shit. Like Invictus, I thought he would be
Austin Thomas.
I'd love to join you again, and then a fucker, I text him and call him, he's fucking goes.
Yeah, Austin Thomas, you mean you really start to point out the fallacies and what they believe, and then all of a sudden they don't want to be a part of yours? I'll be damned.
And I mean, I do it in the very nicest of ways.
You do it way nicer than I would, because I'm a fucking.
Well, I like using the Socratic method, and let them say what they said. Yeah, I had Victor Pross on. He just did a debate with Mark and Rose, and now everyone's calling him a racist. And I had him on. He was a one and done.
Austin, I'm just saying, if you're going to have Kokesh on Wednesday night, trust me, I'm going to be listening to that show, and I want you to...
Yeah, because he's going to be a one and done. They always are. No, I'm not going to have him. I'm going to use the Socratic method. I'm going to say, would you consider yourself an anarcho-capitalist?
If
you believe in the individual, you don't believe in government.
No, he don't believe in none of that. He's trying to fuck bitches and have a party like I said earlier. And what I want to tell you is...
Just want to smoke and fuck some hoes, yo.
That's very interesting radio, internet, period. All right?
I'm just going to say right now, if you let me on live, I'm not going to be nice.
I'm not going to talk to him. I don't want to talk to him. Adam,
I
had this conversation.
I'm sorry. That little bitch has been dodging me for years. Fuck him.
No, he's still friends with Dice. He's still friends with Dice and Jones. But I had this conversation with
Dice. Dice, I had him scheduled for Guerrilla Radio, and he backed out on me 10 minutes before the fucking show.
It's because he's a cunt.
He is.
A cunt.
He's an author.
That's what he is.
He's wrote a bunch of books. But like I said, I had this conversation with Trip Pugh. So Wednesday night, I got to let Trip, maybe you can help me out. Just let Trip Pugh know that Luke is going to be on. Not Luke, but Adam. Let him know. That's another one, Luke Radowski, because he's getting on design and shit. But just let
Luke Radowski. He don't want anything to do with me either.
I think he's a Jew.
He's turned me down 4 times.
Let Trip know that this show is going down Wednesday night, and let Trip call in, because it's been many years that Trip has something going on with Adam that he needs to talk about on the air. And like I said, we do radio shows. This is, let's be honest, this is for entertainment, right? We're here to make money. We're here to entertain people, right?
Wait, we're here to make money? Who the fuck is making money?
Any money. I haven't made a fucking penny in years.
You and me both.
People listening that think that I'm rolling in the dough. Or a special shout out to what's his name, who thinks that I'm an Area 51 troll and that I'm getting a kickback from Area 51.
Dude, Austin.
No, everybody.
Anthony Jacob Wolstein.
Come on, Austin, you can divide that up
to with me and Dennis, and if it's from fucking Wolstein,
yeah,
for Christ's
I need
sakes,
$50, man.
that fucking kid,
that
fucking kid is
on
dope.
the troll though. I mean, I just go work 6 shifts and a fucking job doing a fucking hustle for shits and giggles. That's my cover.
I'm just doing this because I'm making money from getting on the radio and telling people what's really going on in society, right? I've been getting that from day one when...
Damn.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Why are you guys getting all this fucking money and nobody's sharing it with me? For fuck's sakes, I'm busting my ass every fucking day here, kids.
I'm paid by the CIA. I work a job for the CIA, the DEA.
Oh, you work for the CIA? Come on, shit, nigga. I want some of that heroin money. Come on.
I'm fighting the war on drugs because I'm smoking drugs. You ever seen Training Day with Denzel Washington? Watch that movie.
Shit.
But, you know what I'm saying? I'm working for the government, and I'm all blacked out. I don't give a fuck. If money is the only reason that you're doing this, then you should get out of it.
Yeah,
and
my kid's got a PlayStation 4 though. Yeah, I don't care that I broke the legs of 2 civilians and shot 3 more.
We don't need sponsors. The reason is because the shit that we give to people is so concentrated. It's so venomous that people don't really know how to react to it. And, I understand that. And that's why I haven't been on this show. I haven't been on the Friday Night SuperShow for a few weeks because, like I said, I'm dealing with a lot of shit in my own personal life. Don't talk to me about politics because I don't want to really get into that because I'm dealing with so much shit in my personal life. My brain is racing already, and you want to talk about Trump? What the fuck do you want to talk about? My point is,
I could talk about anything you want. We could go from Fukushima to Zionism to the transfer agreement to the Balfour agreement to whatever you want. I've been talking about this shit till I'm blue in the face. I know this shit inside and out.
You've been doing it for so long. You're so good at what you do, and like you were saying, the 3 of us, it's nostalgic. It reminds me of why I got into radio because there's not many other people out there doing shows, let alone the Friday Night Super Show or where I started from.
Yeah, the best show on Friday nights, babies.
The problem is what we do is not profitable. I mean, we're talking about Monsanto, we're talking about Fukushima. I mean, we're not here tickling the ears like a Trumpster speech on populism and rah, 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 MAGA, make America great again and all that shit.
You gotta know that our days are...
buzzwords and taglines. We just fucking lay this shit out. Here it is.
You gotta know that our days are numbered, boys. You gotta know that.
I'm saying that you want to be entertained. Do you need some visual shit to keep you entertained? My voice is not enough for you. But that's what people want. They want entertainment. So when it comes to the shows, if you're going to have Adam on, that's very intriguing to the internet.
It's going to be fun. Especially, dude, if you let me on, I swear. Yeah. I'm going to... I don't like that guy. I don't.
I don't like him either.
Well, I've interviewed people that I don't like a lot. I mean, shit.
No, you're right. You're right.
Duke was on the network, and I never had so many people personal messaging me, threatening me with bodily harm.
Yeah, dude.
Duke was on.
I remember that.
Awesome. Do you think Adam is going to be one hit it and quit it? He's going to stop by your show and that'll be it? Just like all the rest?
Yep.
All the rest?
Well, it happens to all of them. There's very few people I have respect for, and one of them, I'm going to say it right now, is Judson Rhythm, because we disagree on a few different things that are very poignant. But that motherfucker, he comes every week banging back.
Dude, he was just on the Saturday Night Special last week with me and Spen Kent. So, yeah, Yeah.
Yeah, at the same time.
Go ahead, Dennis.
I can't be here. Yeah, I can't be here every week, Austin. That's what I'm saying. You know, like you were saying earlier, we're all struggling. We're all trying to feed the monkey. Here's your fucking money. Get the fuck out of my... I can't do that every week like I used to. And, you know, I'm sorry. I really apologize for that. And we troll each other. I troll Lee Peer. I've unfriended him, you know, probably 10 times.
Our fight was probably epic. Yeah.
I don't care. I don't fucking care. What I'm saying is that nobody can do what we bring to the table. You know, it's not a mafia. It's not we're making money. Any of that shit. I'm just trying to let you know this is very vital to me and important to me. Like I said, this show here tonight, hopefully people will listen later on YouTube or wherever they catch this show, and they'll catch this overtime hour of us talking to each other, because a lot of people don't live this lifestyle. They're not radio show hosts.
We're still alive. We are still alive, boys.
People are sheeple. People are sheeple. I mean, come on, let's be... bombing ground, kill people in Palestine, not my problem.
Boom. Boom, it was like an explosion.
Hello.
You know?
Well, what's going on with Caitlyn Jenner? What's going on with the Kardashians? What's going on?
Let's fly to this other solar system, and then we can drop Cheeto bags and trash.
First, we have to do this 2045 initiative. We're the Boys Club. We gotta take our consciousness and transfer it into an avatar, and then we can go take this Alpha Centauri ride that takes 2 weeks with our. Let's go find some time space continuum.
Xbox One, even television in itself, in general. Eventually, there's not going to be a remote or a controller that you hold in your hand, right? It's going to be wrapped around your brain. It's going to be like a halo, if you will. And that's what they're working towards. If anybody looks
they're already doing it with the Google glasses, and they got tattoos you can get that act as fucking Wi-Fi.
No, I'm just saying, if
you got your Google glasses.
The technology.
Yeah, you get this cool tattoo for Wi-Fi, so you can wear your Google glasses and be part of the ubiquitous age.
The Orwellian nightmare. But just follow me for a second, because I'm on my brand, my brand council shit here. Even the cell phones, right? People hold cell phones up to their ears, or they're looking at their cell phone all fucking day. So it's not really going to be hard to sell them what you were just saying. Something under your skin, a chip. Whether you want to get biblical or whatever you want to talk about, that's the technology they're moving towards. And when it comes to 2045, like I was saying, when it comes to video games, you're not going to pick up a controller and look at your television and hit buttons. You're going to step inside a virtual reality, which we're already living in. Everything around you is virtual reality. Everything we know and everything we live is something that's painted for us. Some artist, some government institution was like, here, this is Las Vegas, this is Chicago, this is New York, and then you get the trickles around to all the other cities. But what I'm saying is, technology it's way more advanced than 2017.
That's an absolute truth, man. It really kind of is. I mean, guys, we've been around for, I'm not going to say we've been around the longest. I'm just saying we've been around for a while. And nobody has proven us wrong. Ever.
I'm just saying,
speaking of where we're heading in this ubiquitous age,
wait a minute.
Who's the president of Google right now? We're heading for the absolute. They're going to call it the absolute singularity. singularity. When robotics and artificial intelligence is just going to run amok and override what humans can even comprehend.
It's already doing that. It's already doing it. It's already doing that, Austin. That's what I'm saying. If you look at television, all right, I haven't had cable in many years, but when I had cable, it was like, boom, it was like entertainment. You need something to draw you away from your everyday struggle of you going to work and being a human and trying to make money and trying to fit in and trying to make people like you. Fuck that. The point is, we've already moved beyond that. The 90s already happened. I don't know if you remember the 90s. Remember when OJ killed his wife and killed that other dude, stabbed the shit out of him? And then he had
got away with it.
You know. All right. Well,
if the glove doesn't fit, you must have quit.
If the Ewoks weren't on Endor, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. We need something. We need something to entertain us. All of us. You know what I'm saying? Whatever that is to you. Whatever that is to you, you need that entertainment. But like I said, times are changing. Like I said, I don't walk around with a cell phone in my face like everybody else does because I understand that is what it is. This technology really transforming people. Follow me here for a second. It's technology transforming people into the mold, the machine, another brick in the wall. You know, somebody that can make money that they can profit off of. And that's fucked up. I'm sorry. I hate to tell people that. I hate to tell you that, but, you know, that's what it is. And it's very sad.
That's the reality of the situation, though. You know, and boys, we're getting near to the end of the broadcast.
You better make some money. You better make some money with these shows. Otherwise, I'm not going to be on them anymore. I'm not going to call in next week. You know, get that profit.
What the fuck, Capper? Dennis Ford, you need to buy my new Vitality products. You know, male Vitality. Right. It's called fucking whiskey. Man the fuck up. Yeah. For Christ's sakes.
Yeah. And we're gonna do the cannabis sativa and special order here, and we're gonna have our special filters too. You got to get our water filter and our iodine pills for Fukushima.
And it's important that you call it cannabis sativa.
Just mention Lee Pure and get a 10% discount.
That's right, babies. Or suck a dick. You can get a 30 to 40% discount. You never know. Never underestimate the price or the worth of a penis in your mouth. Come on, just saying.
No, everybody's got a price. Oh. So like I said, that's the technology age. It's like, hey, go here and use this promo code and you can save some money. I'm not going to buy none of it. I'm not going to contribute to it.
Boys, let's do some final words. Let's do some final words and get the fuck out of here, man.
Let me tell you something, Bandejo.
I'm going to bow out, guys. Thanks for having me on your show. I've been feeling like total shit for the last week. I'm going to bow out, but thank you guys for having me. I appreciate you guys.
Dude, lemon tea, Austin Thomas, lemon tea and a little bit of honey, man. You'll start to feel a little bit better.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
Adam Cokeheads, Wednesday night on, what is that?
Gorilla Radio, baby. Oh, it's going to be a good one.
That's right. That's
Make sure you tune in.
That's that one network that, I forget the name. No, wait. Truth Emerges Radio, ladies and gentlemen. On Blog Talk Radio. Check them out, by all means.
All right, guys. Peace out. I'm out, man. You guys keep doing what you're doing. Keep rocking the Friday nights, man.
Hey, brother.
Somebody's got to do it.
Yeah, we love you to death, man, and I will be there on Wednesday. Please let me yell at him, please.
All right, I'll think about it. I got to go.
I will send you slush money. I promise. All right.
No, I'm saying,
ladies and gentlemen,
you better pay him some money.
The only Austin Thomas, ladies and gentlemen.
from Guerrilla Radio, Unraveling the Matrix. Check them out on Wednesdays and Saturday nights, man. Every night there on Truth Emerges. Right there on Blog Talk Radio. I'm sitting here with the champ, man. Mr. Friday Night. And we still got to get your last words in, man, because they're going to show us the fuck up.
Yeah, that's fine. Hold on a second. Give me a second, man. Let me reboot. But yeah, like I said, there's not really much I can say for final thoughts. Again, you know, I'm happy to be a part of this show here tonight because, again, the Friday Night Super Show is a child of mine. It's something I created. It's something I've molded over the years. Whether Lee Pierre was the co-host or he was helping out, it's just a path that I've set out for myself a long time ago. You know, like I said earlier in the show, Lee, Ron Paul, what was that, 2012?
Yep.
Even before that, I was just very dedicated to being different and changing what a lot of people think about what's going on in society. And like I said, we covered everything. I mean, there's not much you can bring up in tonight's show or be like, hey, here's another thought. What do you think? None of that. There's none of that going on. None of that. I live in a van down by the river. All right?
It's fun, isn't it?
Isn't
it fun to
I've
be?
been through it all.
It's just fun to me to each and every
like I
Friday
said,
night, man.
I don't have any final thoughts. The only thing is that I hope I can be here next Friday night to do the Friday Night Super Show.
You better be.
You know, people that turn out and people that support what I do it's a long list of people, but people were like, you know, very aggravated. They were like, you're not on radio anymore. What happened to Friday night? What happened to that show? And I didn't know what to tell them. Just like I don't know what to tell you, Lee. But things are changing. You know, things are coming full circle. Hopefully I can be here next Friday night or work on this show or do something because I need this. I need this avenue. I need this
the only thing that makes it happen, man, is you, man. You know this.
Well, I appreciate everything you do, Lee.
You can be here every night.
I'm going to bow out myself. I don't want you to fucking talk about any of the shit we've been talking about. You know, give us your final thoughts and let's end the Friday Night Super Show like we always do. That's really all I have to give to you. I'll talk to you after the show if you want. You know what I'm saying?
Just stay on the line, man. We'll keep on talking, dude. Kids, I'm gonna kick you. I'm gonna kick you a little fucking song here, and I will be back here in just a couple minutes with my final thoughts. Okay?
Well, that's fine. That's fine. Hold on, Lee. But before you do that, I want to thank you for playing Payday Monsanto earlier in the show, and I hope people go out there.
I love Payday Monsanto.
I hope people go out there and find Payday Monsanto's music, and that's another reason. The only reason I was even concerned about radio is that Payday Monsanto was making music and people weren't hearing it, and that's kind of why I got into it. And Lee, I know you can appreciate everything Payday Monsanto does.
I still keep sharing it. We still play it on the job site every fucking day. Every day.
Well, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. You know, I listen
more and more people actually that I know are getting introduced to Payday Monsanto's music by other people that I know, which makes me feel good. You know,
well, that's the whole reason. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get into radio to be a radio show host. I was like, hey, we're going to take a break. Here's a song from Payday Monsanto. It's not like you work for your local DJ station, popular rock. Hey, let's play something, blah, blah, blah. No, I got into radio to let people know that Payday Monsanto was making music, and it's reached so many people, and it reminds me that I can't give up what I'm doing, and I'm thankful to be a part of the Friday Night Super Show here tonight. Leave here. I want to tell you, my brother, I love you to death, and if anybody has anything bad to say about you, about you, they better say it to me first.
You
They
know
don't
that.
like it.
You know that means the same thing right here, right back here, dude. That's just the
I know
way it is.
you've told me the same thing for 3 years,
Yeah.
4, 5 years, 6 years. So
You know what, kids?
Yeah, I love you.
I can't even end this show with the song anymore, man. It's you know, when your brother, somebody you consider family, says something to you like that, man, there's no better end to the show. It's called.
yeah, hopefully that came out correctly because I'm, again,
It did.
really
There was no homosexual intonations.
anyway, so yeah, I mean, it's not that like I was telling Austin, I mean, it's just a path that we set out. We're different. We're beyond anything else. Anybody that wants to latch onto it, they're already too late, Lee Penn. It's too late.
No, I'll just let him and keep on going. It's never too late, Dennis, for him to fucking latch on to what we do.
On to something that I've created and something, it's almost 200 episodes. I lost count, but we're approaching 200 episodes of the Friday Night SuperShow. And like I said, it's a child of mine. It's like a pet. It's something I've groomed over the years, and it's nothing anybody can take away from me. You can't take away the Friday Night SuperShow from me, even though we've had our troll moments.
No matter what we do, no matter you know what the beautiful thing about this show is, kids. And here in the last 90 seconds, I want to tell you this. The most beautiful thing about this show is that it's always been free. We are the fucking, what's the word I'm looking for? The ideology or the
no, we're trailblazers.
Yeah, there you go.
We're trailblazing because the Friday Night SuperShow is unlike anything else out there on radio. Period. Internet. I don't care who you name.
Nobody does what we do.
Yeah, nobody can come close to it. So, yeah, we can end the show.
We kind of got to. They're going to shut us the fuck up. We'll still be talking, man, here on Skype. You know that, kids. Afterwards, if you want to join the conversation, and the number, by all means, call us up. But we're going to talk for a few more minutes after the show. I thank each and every one of you for being a part of the show tonight. Big thanks to Austin Thomas for joining us tonight. It's a pretty big rarity that he joins us. For Dennis Ford, for myself, we're the tag team champs, bitches. And guess what? We out.